What's up, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite wrestling podcast. It is the Monday Night Wave, baby. And we back. We back with another week of amazing pro wrestling. We got a lot to talk about this week. We got, a good old Seth versus Finn match that happened on Raw. We got MJF and Hangman on Dynamite. And then we got the final boss on Smackdown. But before we get into that, I go by Jay, the lonely one. Podbreaker, Pots and Reed in this building. You know why, forget it. But I wouldn't do this podcast without my illustrious co-host, Mr. Hero. Go ahead and take away from here.
He is a wild card. He is the king of gorgeous. He is Mr. Sexy Ass Lottery. He is Hero, and I am he. I am glad to be back. And just a quick LA Knight PSA. Love the people, love that man, because you never know when you're going to lose somebody. I lost somebody really unexpectedly, so make sure you tell people who love them. Like, they walked into a corn maze and I haven't seen them since. So just take care of your people. I can't find them.
Jesus Christ.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, God. All right. It's hard for me to segue into an entrance, but it's your boy DT, the OTC of the Monday Night Wave, the other co-host. That's right. I'm your granny's favorite C Mike, and I'm back. Let's get to it. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, he's
Shout out to Jacob.
he got that Prohibition kitty locked down. He's talking.
Hey, yeah, your granny's favorite. Yeah.
Prohibition kitty lockdown? Nigga, are you insane?
Yeah. Hey, I got the triple C on lock, the Chitlin Circuit Coochie on lock.
No. Oh my goodness, bro. This nigga he's wild. All right. Okay. We are here, people. We back. For news. Wait. What?
All right. So we're about to be at a year, or we are a year.
Facts.
And I thought I'd do something for the show. Granted, this is an audio medium. We post clips every once in a while. So I'm going to try to get through this whole episode doing one of these one-chip challenges. I'm going to take this.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to take this right now. You know what I'm saying? All right, now you can get into the news. Now get into it, baby.
Wait. No. Where's the water at? Let's see it.
Yeah. What you got, bro? You got to have water, the milk, whatever.
Damn, this comes with gloves. That's how you know it's real. Look at that.
This nigga's insane, bro.
Yeah, buddy.
We were supposed to do this at a party.
Is your wife at home? Does she know? Is she able to call 911 if this nigga?
No. Nobody's here except for my cats, and they don't have opposable thumbs. So
Wait a minute.
This isn't the
hold on.
This isn't the Pacquiao one. What's up?
But so you're putting me in a precarious situation.
Why?
Because if something happened, I gotta run across the parking lot. So now I gotta extra pay attention to you. At least unlock the door.
I'll do that. All right.
Yeah, I think you should do that.
I do. No.
All right, let's get into the news.
Oh,
before I die.
Oh my god. Okay. Fuck. Off the top of the list, we got AEW content coming in March. Looks like they're adding the pay-per-view. Shit.
The other thing is you can't turn your video off now.
No,
because I have to be able to see
nigga.
you.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's struggling.
This is hot.
At the top of the pod.
Why would you?
1 year, baby.
Oh, no.
Let's get some more viewers. Like and subscribe.
I ain't never seen a black man turn red. What's going on? Okay. All right.
He opened. Pause. His nostrils is open.
Nigga flared. Yo,
you ain't got no water, do you?
I got stuff. So Triple H released ID titles. The ID people are gonna get titles. What y'all think about it?
This nigga look like Red Hulk.
Bro, don't touch your eye, bro. Why would you?
Yeah, please don't.
This nigga's crying.
So, Carmelo's contract didn't get extended.
No, this nigga.
What's the news, my nigga?
No. Oh fuck! I feel like I gotta speak on this shit. All right,
Max is coming to AEW content.
We got more pay-per-views coming. Elijah, aka Elias, signed to TNA. That's dope for him.
It's great.
Looking solid. Please drink that water.
It was rumored that he was going to go to AEW, but he went to TNA.
Yeah, he went to TNA. Yeah.
Turn that bottle up, nigga. Turn that bottle up, nigga.
Ricky Saint. Ricky Starks changed his name, but he's now Ricky Saint in NXT, man. You know,
I like Ricky Saints. It's very synonymous with New Orleans.
It's cool, especially with the callback. They did the block is hot today. I know your block is hot right now. Like it's
this is a different kind of heat.
You
still got Dom heat.
He got go away heat. He got go away heat.
Oh, Hogan, I'm coming for you. Oh fuck, man. Well, this nigga's over here dying.
It took 30 seconds for that chip to activate. He's been beating his ass ever since.
Beating his ass, bro. Jesus Christ. And more like, subscribe.
Bro, what are you doing?
Why do you do it then? Why did you do it at the end of the show? This nigga, we still got a whole couple out.
Jesus and he gotta talk.
Jarvis, and he gotta talk.
Yeah, I'm talking right now.
Jarvis, clip it. Carmella got released, or her contract expired.
I'm sorry, look at his face.
No, I know this nigga struggling. He getting beat the fuck up right now. I knew that Carmella was having some kind of health problems after her pregnancy and whatnot. So hopefully it's more so in time for the reasons for her to get the help that she needs and whatnot, without feeling the obligation to come back and wrestle immediately. So hopefully she gets healthy.
It's also hard to negotiate a contract when there's no timeable return for you coming back.
Yeah, we don't know.
You haven't wrestled in 2 years. It seemed very similar to what was going on with Alexa. All the reports of Alexa. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
So since
the last thing,
since it's similar to Alexa, you think she just comes back?
Probably.
While they're still working on it?
I think that they will be in contact. I would hope so. And maybe, do you think this was had anything to do with? No, it couldn't have anything to do with Corey Graves crashing out. Corey was crashing out because of him going back down.
Yeah.
Well, apparently that was supposed to be on his part. He said it was supposed to be a work. He was trying to get it to work as a storyline. That's what Michael Cole said.
They showed didn't work into no storyline. That nigga was just hot. And then last bit of news here is WWE joins Vince and Laurinaitis in arbitration. Basically, arbitrations that they want to handle it outside of the court system. They would like to handle it privately. I don't have any more details on that. I just know that if you're trying to handle it privately, there's some shit that can come to light. So hopefully they can figure that situation out. Hopefully Janelle Grants get whatever she wants, and if that means going to court, then so be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it as far as news.
He did that shit.
I feel high.
Oh yeah.
When you breathe, it gets worse.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, brother.
This nigga took a hot chip and turned into Hulk Hogan. Oh fuck, that's funny. Oh, this nigga took a chip. Chest is burning right now. Nigga ain't said the Mega Powers once. There's three of us. This nigga ain't did his whole stick yet. That's
I mean,
crazy.
a triangle. The three of us together, it forms superpower.
This nigga tripping. This nigga sound like RFK Jr. Fuck.
Watch out
Before we get into like the shows, though, before we get into the show, I do want to shout us out because we haven't talked about it. Nigga, we did go viral. We went viral off the Luca clip, and we didn't get a chance to talk about it. I got sick, and you weren't here. I wanted to save it till you got here, but yeah, nigga, we fucking blew the fuck up. Like that was unheard of. It was great. People liked it. People favored it. It blew up on fucking Twitter, which is very hard to do. I think it got like 1,400 views on Twitter, which is like, it may not be a lot to somebody, but nigga, that's a lot for us, nigga. We was over there cooking. All right.
And they had over 400K on TikTok.
Yeah. Niggas went crazy.
Yeah, we passed the 400K mark on TikTok. So that was
my
hard.
brother called me, and the first thing this nigga said is, I just don't understand, bro. I'll start rolling, bro. Like, it hit where, like, niggas definitely saw that. So once again, shout out to us for going fucking viral in 2025 off of Luca trade. Shout out to the NBA being unpredictable.
Like the final boss.
Yeah, we went up. We went up for sure. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about Raw. Monday Night Raw happened this week. Netflix, of course. And we get a nice little promo between Sami Zayn and Adam Pearce.
Yeah.
Adam Pearce is trying to protect this nigga's neck, in the wise words of my Wu-Tang brethren. He's telling him, yo, I can't save you. You are not clear to wrestle. Mm-hmm. I can't save you. You're not ready to go. Whatever he does in that ring is out of our hands. I'm letting you know right now, this is going to be unsanctioned. Unsanctioned is lights out. That means WWE's hands are tied, and whatever happens in that ring, happens in that ring.
And it's not just limited to the ring. Like he talked about it. If KO want to take you out to the concourse and power drive you over and over and over and over and over again, there's nothing we can do about it. They really built this up in a way that was super intriguing. I can't wait to see the carnage. And honestly, shout out to KO, man. He has been on a run post Bash in Berlin. Absolute run. But the thing that begs the question for me is, Cody came back. Sammy came back. Where the fuck is Randall Keith Orton?
We might see him here.
It has to be Elimination Chamber.
If we don't see him here, yeah, I think we see him here.
This nigga, Jesus Christ,
that boy.
Anyway, don't make me laugh.
Last man standing. Hey, start the count. Start the count, man.
Oh God, this nigga coughed. That shit hit the back of his neck. Pause.
God damn it. It was it was a really good promo, and I liked how Sammy pretty much said everything Pierce said, but he's like, "You're right. But if I want to power drive him 1,000 times, you can't do nothing to stop me. If I want to do this, you can't stop me." So I like I thought this was a good back and forth, and they don't talk about people's. Well, actually, they've been talking about people's past a lot more, so, like because they brought up like how they have a history because they were in ROH and shit together. So that was very cool. But yeah, no, very passionate promo. I mean, you could, I thought it was a good segment. No nitpicks.
Yeah. I think it has the opportunity to be the best match on the card.
I believe so.
Based off of chemistry alone, they could. Oh yeah, they definitely could.
I think. And I think because they're friends, because you always had that thing like when you're friends, you compete differently with your friend than you do somebody else because like you can take the day because it's love. Yeah. I think we might even see a more vicious KO with Sami than we did with Cody in their past match. So I think there's a opportunity for Kevin to go completely off the rails in a way that we haven't seen.
Does it have the potential to be better than Punk and Drew?
Like overall, you're talking about the match or the story?
The Hell in Cell, the match.
Yeah, I think it has the potential. I think it has the potential to go off of what DT just said, because I mean, after this Raw, I don't know if you guys saw it, but a lot of people were talking about wrestling soulmates for like 2 days. Like, this person says wrestling soulmate. It was mostly about Seth, but they were talking about other people too. And KO and Sami are clearly wrestling soulmates. That's why that's why it's not tired that they're doing this again, because just since the main roster, this is like their fucking maybe 12th match, but none of them are the same. They've all been different. They've all been heat. So to answer the question, yeah, I think it has potential. I would say the only difference is the stipulation, because I mean, with that Hell in a Cell, we didn't have a Hell in a Cell. The last Hell in a Cell we had before that one was I think the Mania one with Finn and Edge or some shit like that. So we had the I don't want to say nostalgia, but we had the part of missing the match, so that made us even more hyped for that match. Because like, man, we haven't seen this kind of match in a while. But as far as match quality, as far as emotion, as far as brutality, I think it has immense potential to pass it if they wanted to.
I need it.
Does Sami cry or does KO cry?
I don't think so. I don't think either one.
I think if there is a way for Kevin to cry,
I think
while he's beating the shit out of Sami, that'll take it there.
Yeah, that would be
because the component for Drew and Punk was just pure hatred, right? Like, if you listen to what KO has been saying, he clearly obviously feels betrayed, but it's also the lead up to the Cody and KO match. He had the emotional manipulation and gaslighting of Sami. Like, hey, I know you're gonna be there for me. I know you're gonna help me because you're my best friend, and you did it for Roman, or you did it for this person. So I know with our history we're gonna do X, Y, and Z. Like, if there's a way for Kevin to really like tap into the emotional piece before he takes Sami off of the earth, I think you could potentially be a match of the year status.
I want to go back real quick.
And to piggyback off of that, real quick, if he does cry, it would, to me, like, if KO was to cry, I think it, like, to what DT was saying, it would take it to that next level. Just like Roman Reigns in the Hell in a Cell match with Jay and Jimmy, and he like cried, and that's why I was like, oh, this is a real heel turn. Like, he like. This match, like, that he wasn't even a Tribal Chief yet, but that's how you knew. Like, I was like, oh, this is a different character.
The shift had to happen.
He cried, and then all of a sudden just choked his fucking injured cousin out and shit like that. Like that was like, it's a different level. So yeah, I fully agree with what DT just said. I think it'd be heat.
Yeah, I can see that. I just don't know, like, if. Does it hurt the match that potentially him and Randy could have if he's like crying with Sami? Like, or does that just mean that he's just lost it? Like, after you cry about Sami, it's like fuck everybody else kind of thing, you know? Like,
yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah, if that's I think it would add a level to the. I think it would add a level to the character.
Yeah,
right. To go back real quick, we had mentioned the wrestling soulmates part. I like that. What are some of you guys, like, off the top, like, who's like wrestling like soulmates that you could possibly think of? Like, I want to. I don't know if it's too premature to say, but I think like Io Bianca. I like whenever they get to like in the ring with each other, they just have something fucking amazing. Like,
I'm with that.
John Cena, Randy Orton, like, just in that bag. Like, whenever y'all like cross paths, it's fucking cinema.
this is gonna sound hella recency bias. I'm sure Hero will probably also agree, too. But and hopefully it's growing like this year. Like we'll actually see it play out again. But Roman and Seth, and I think Seth can wrestle with anybody at this point. But I think there's such a tie from the way like their careers and lives and everything is going. Them for sure. You want to keep it this current generation or
no? It can be anybody.
I mean, obviously you can go Stone Cold and The Rock.
Right.
You want to do that. You already said John and you already said Randy and RKO. Cena and RKO. There's a couple more I can't think of off the top of my head, but there's definitely like I would say there's especially for the women. I would say I think you could put Bianca with anybody, but Bianca and Io Sky is one.
Who would be Becky?
Part of me wanted to say Nia, but I think this iteration of Nia and Becky would be a lot better. But you gotta see it though.
Do we not put Charlotte next to Becky?
As far as soulmates?
Or I'm just throwing it out there. I just want to know like who's her dance partner?
The person who's not in the company right now.
Becky and Bianca.
No,
he's talking about Mercedes. I would say Charlotte and Mercedes always had a banger. Bailey and Mercedes. I think we talked about it many times before, and with whether it's Bianca, Bailey, or Becky, I think those are three people that can wrestle a lot of people, and it'll be a good match. So it's, but also like for you, like, I'm gonna just stop talking there.
Usos and New Day.
Yes,
The Usos and New Day, 1000%. Fucking anytime they get in the ring together, it's fucking crazy.
Yep.
Okay, all right, that's kind of cool. I like that. I'm gonna think about that some more. Probably drop some stuff on Blue Sky because that was a cool little conversation. We get AJ versus Dominic Mysterio. It's good to see AJ Styles back in the ring. Man ain't lost a step at all. Still arguably one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Like AJ Styles is that guy.
I did not realize he was that old.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Like yeah.
I didn't realize he was pushing the 5-0. I was like, damn.
Man he's about that life. He's he's solid. And the story from this one is post match. You see Braun Breaker approach AJ Styles, and how do y'all feel about AJ Styles versus Braun Breaker? Is this somebody that Braun should beat? How do we feel about this feud? Should AJ win? Should Braun Breaker defeat AJ? What do we want out of this? I know that the mid card like scene right now for both brands is a little interesting. What do we want from this? Like, should AJ beat Braun? Are we done with Braun's like reign? Where are we at?
I think we should get like a 2 to 3 match feud. Maybe even give AJ a run with the title if they want to. If they want to, they don't need to. But I think this is. If this is the potential, whether it's a potential Mania match or whether it's even before Mania, I think this is a good look for Braun. He's working with more veterans. AJ Styles is one of those people that, like, I mean, he's a phenomenal wrestler, no pun intended. So I think it will be good. And also on the mic, I think this has potential. And Braun Breaker right now needs a good feud. The lack of TV presentation he has had since Netflix has started is very irritating and kind of confusing, I would say. But I think this is if I'm not mistaken, he recently came out saying one of his dream Mania matches would be with like AJ. So it seems like maybe that's what they're going to give him. And whether it doesn't matter at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who's on, like who ends the feud on top. But yeah, I think, to answer the question, good feud. I think it has potential, and it gives Braun more veterans to work with. So,
I was going to kind of lean towards the same way in terms of Braun's presentation. He's such a tweener. because even he went to spear AJ Styles, missed, speared Dom, and then the entire world started barking. So it's tough because because I think he should drop the title. I think he needs to chase. And the reason why I'm saying this because you're already not showing him as much. So unless this is a way, like Hero said, to give him like a quick microwave and heat him back up, he just hasn't been interesting based on how they've been booking him. So
and it's funny that you mentioned like the way like his presentation, his booking is, because I'm gonna go on a limb and say something that kind of goes against my beliefs here. But I believe that Braun should be pushed stronger than Penta. I like how Penta's being pushed, like he's being utilized, he's on Raw and everything like that. But to be fair, Braun Breaker is a much more entertaining like talent, both promo wise and appeal wise, like image wise, than Penta is to me personally. And I love Penta, y'all know that. I think that like Braun probably connects better with the audience. I think he looks the part. I think the spear. I think the Barks is way bigger than the Serial Middle. And I once again love Penta. I think that like if Braun got the same level of like care for Netflix, I think we have a completely different conversation.
Yeah, what you said
we
isn't
talked about this a couple.
I was going to say what you said isn't an exact hot take. I think he should be pushed or at least presented more. But when it comes to Penta, the part where I disagree with is I think Penta is one of the coolest looking wrestlers in the planet right now with the way that they're presenting him. But everything else you said is absolutely correct.
But yeah, Braun Breaker should get more time. He should be booked properly. I think right now, especially like I said in the mid card area, that we definitely need to see those champions be presented a little bit better. And we'll talk about SmackDown's United States title run when we get to SmackDown. But after the AJ Dom match, we get Dakota gets a win against Ivy, which sets up her rematch against Lyra. I don't really have anything on this case.
It was fan service.
It was a good showing of Ivy.
It's fan service.
He doesn't like Kai, but this was a good showing for Ivy. I would say they're giving. I'm liking that they're trying to give her some more time, in ring time, and yeah, honestly, I hope she interrupts because I don't necessarily want to see Lyra and Kai in another 1v1, but if that's what we're getting, hopefully it is better than what we got the last time.
Why don't you want to see it? Why don't you want to see it? Tell the truth.
If we're talking about soulmates, before the soulmate realm, then there's the chemistry realm, and that first match, it didn't seem like they had that much in-ring chemistry.
But why?
Some people don't have chemistry together.
I'll keep my take. I'll keep my take short and sweet. And there's nothing wrong with this by the fan service, but I'll keep my take short and sweet. I literally said Kai wins. They got to hurry this up and put the belt on there before she gets injured. This is complete fan service, and there's nothing wrong with
this. This nigga is an asshole, bro.
I'm not. I'm being. Bro, okay.
That's not a bad take. It's not.
When Shayna says it is cool, but when I do it, it's cool. When
Shayna
they do
did
it,
say
it's
that.
a problem when I do it.
Shayna did say that. That's funny.
Bro. Watch the match again. Like, I get it. People like her because she worked really hard and she tries really hard, and that's great. Cool. So go ahead, put the belt on her. Give her a 2-week run so she can take the belt some places. People can clap and be on the internet and say, yay, you finally did it. We're so proud of you. We're happy for you. All of those things. Give her the validation she needs. Let her run with it for a couple of weeks. And then let's get it on somebody else. Because again, if she wrestles for too long, like, and this is, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm in the time that I've been watching her, she's been injured 4 times.
You're not wrong.
Some way, shape, form, or fashion.
You're not wrong. And some of it is not necessarily like her fault. Like, it's been like concussion
No.
spots and shit like that. Like it's just what's happened.
It-
My thing
like-
with this whole mid card like women's like title like space, right? With Chelsea Green and with Lyra, is that like it's kind of hard to build around this division when in all respect possible, like you dropped most of the mid card women or a good chunk of them. Like it's hard to. What are we building for? Who's going to be the next up? Like, if you're not interested in Dakota, like then who is going to be the person that steps up? Like what does that look like? And right now, I think there is a little bit of booking issues happening right now in WWE, but it's like, why do we care? When these belts got announced, they're big. We had a tournament. We popped off on Saturday night main event. Cool. Let's build this area. Let's build this these mid card women. And I don't know if I could be force fed another Dakota Lyra for another 3 or 4 weeks. I'm just not interested in that.
There's a reason why you're not interested in it, but I think now that Sonya is gone, I think you can repurpose what once was PFC. Have Zoe. You can still have Shayna be tied to her, that she could be her manager or something. But Zoe should be instantly pushed right back in that picture. Man. Bring her music back, Zoe's music back, and let her. If you want to talk about capable wrestler, like
Zoe Starks, baby, Stark House, baby, Stargate. You know what I'm saying?
She needs to be in that picture. I think her and Lyra could put on a hell of a match because Lyra can really wrestle. Zoe can really wrestle. I would love to see that. So if you couldn't do it with the three of them, okay, we back down. You got 2 now. There's no reason why Zoe Stark shouldn't appear in the next 2 weeks and be right back in the mix. No reason at all.
Right. I do like Zoe. Zoe's fucking tough.
So,
all right. From here we get a very Uso-like promo from Gunther. He's out there in the crowd with the fans. This man says a bar about the whole Yeeting. And he says it's a simple gesture for simple people.
Simple people. Yep.
And performing for these people is like performing Shakespeare for a dog. And I was like, God damn, man, this man's good. This man,
Gunther's amazing.
No, he's solid, bro. Cause he hit you in the core, like, hey man, fuck, this is my face you talking about, bro.
He pushed that child. He's like, you caught up that child, bro. I was like, that's my villain. That's my champion right there. That's the kind of shit I love, man. And notice he didn't have to pour a drink on the child or anything like that, Anyway, DT, what are you gonna say?
Hey, we'll get to that. Yeah. What you got on the promo, DT? What are we thinking about Gunther? What are we thinking about? I guess how this promo ended is they end up like scrapping and whatnot, kind of just building the anticipation for their match. Does it make you any hyper to see Gunther versus Jay? Is this still something that like, oh, I'm behind?
I don't need to be any hyper to see it. I'm ready to see it. I'm ready for Jay to take the belt. Part of me feels like, because I am ready for it, and like it's kind of obvious that they might actually not do it now. I'm starting to get paranoid about that a little bit. But yeah, I just came out. I was like, Gunther came to the ring, spitting that ring Hero gospel, letting them know what it was. So
the nigga said, this match won't happen in the crowd. It'll happen in the ring where Gunther outclasses Jay in every aspect of the sport. And I was like, huh, he's not wrong. But once again, we've talked about it before. Actually, the 3 of us talked about it, where Gunther's weakness is the rematches. Mm-hmm. It's the, oh, you done figured me out kind of thing. I'm indifferent right now. I don't know exactly if I want Jay to win. I don't know if I want Gunther to win. I'm just kind of like still feeling it out. I feel like how I felt when it came to Cody and Roman is that like I seen both ways of how it can work. Obviously, one way probably would have been a lot better now in hindsight. But we'll talk about that later. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. From here we get quick little Penta versus Pete match. We see that Ludwig gets involved here. Penta ends up getting the win, but it looks like we possibly may have a triple threat between Ludwig, Pete, and Penta. Ludwig is one of the ones where I think that within this year, I want to see a mid card on him. I think he has the persona. I think he has the wrestling ability. He has the mic skills. When he comes out, he looks hated. He reminds me of like a Bond villain. Like you just have like the starkiness to you. I want to see Ludwig do big things this year. I think he takes it really seriously. And I don't mean that as a shot against anybody else, but he's clearly trying to separate himself from the group.
He should be in the mid card. Like he should take. If AJ takes the belt, it's gonna sound so crazy. I'm already knowing. If AJ takes the belt off of Braun, Sheamus takes the belt off of AJ. Kaiser should take the belt from Sheamus.
I like that.
Before it gets back to Braun, if Braun is not in the main title picture. It should hit, the belt should hit 3 people this year before it hits Braun.
I can rock with that.
So, because by that time you have enough, you have time to get the belt off of Braun. Damn, my voice cracked. You have time to get the belt off of Braun, and then in that, Sheamus can finally get the belt back, or get not back, but finally get the belt, and then within that you can build Ludwig so that he looks credible in that time frame. If I was to put a timeline on it, that's the way you build Ludwig to look credible and get a belt.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I just think he's ready. I think by Survivor Series of this year, we should see a completely different version of Ludwig. Of course, if he's 100% healthy and whatnot. We get Roxanne versus Raquel to qualify for Elimination Chamber. I'm not gonna lie to you, I did not think that Roxanne was gonna get this one.
I was so fucking happy.
Yeah,
I jumped off my couch. I did. I jumped off my couch.
Yeah, I love Roxanne. She gets the one off the Pop Rocks. But this one also, I believe,
Bianca and Naomi come out.
It had. Also. Yeah, Bianca and Naomi. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was the Bring It On year, right?
Yeah,
which was
it's
fucking
been brought.
Gas, bro. I love the callbacks. So now that we see that, Liv and Raquel's not a part of Elimination Chamber, but Roxanne is. How do we feel about the landscape of this women's EC match? Like,
Heat.
Yeah, I think it's stacked, man.
Do we have any early predictions for winners? Do we have anybody that we're looking at entirely? Because I believe it's Naomi, Bianca, Bliss, Bayley, Liv, and Roxanne.
I'm gonna go Bayley.
And I'm thinking about this. Like, of course, everybody knows, but whoever wins this will face, Rhea.
Rhea, and I think Bayley and Rhea is that sounds like a really fire match to me, especially for a Mania. I think it could be Roxanne.
Sounds good.
Yeah, they could do Roxanne. Since she is a heel.
I don't see anybody small fight Rhea. I've seen that with Liv and everything like that. I'm just saying respectfully, not saying Roxanne can't get down because she can. But
she just boxed with Raquel, and yes, Raquel has been Raquel since she been back. But before that, she was big backing and Tayana bombing bitches for a hot second. So
this is true.
Yeah.
If it had to come down to 3, I think it's gonna come down to just in the match. I think it's gonna come down to Alexa Bliss, Bianca Belair, and Naomi.
What if I don't want to bust anybody's bubble here, but we know that Rhea is babyface right now, so the opponent has to be heel, right? And the only obvious heel in this is Liv
and Roxanne.
If we get Liv,
and we're not getting
and
Liv
Roxanne.
Again. I don't think we're getting Liv again.
You don't think so? There's no way. No way.
They just told us that was the last match. As long as that one of these motherfuckers have the title.
Happens.
I'm not saying there's no way. I would be man. If as much heat as H has been getting on the internet recently, that would be a very bad move. I'm just, like, people were very fed up with that feud. already. Like people were fed up with that feud when Rhea first returned. And it was like, because this is about Dom, and then when it wasn't about Dom, this is lasting too long. All this other bullshit. So yeah, I don't think it will be Liv. I'm still going to choose Bayley, even though Bayley is a face. And I would love for it to be Bianca, but with this title, with this tag title, with her in Naomi, and we still don't. They're like reheating up the Jade shit. I don't think it's going to be either one of them.
Well, that's why I said it's going to come down to those three. And the reason why I said that is because if one of those two win, if one of those two wins, they're going to reveal that it was never Liv and Raquel that did the attack. That's how you thread all of those things together.
And so, like,
I don't think it was Liv and Raquel. I think it's still.
I don't think so.
It's still Naomi.
Right. It's one. Right. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to come down to those three, and then when the person who turns on the other one is the one who turned on Jade, and then there will be fallout from it post that match.
You
can still get that. You can still get that exact same storyline, but instead of Alexa, it's Bayley.
And it's funny you mention that, because like I was gonna say, we saw in Rumble where Bianca had to pull Naomi off of Jordan for like the hug and whatnot. Like, hey, this is serious, right? Do we get like a moment like that with Naomi and Bayley? Because the closeness that they have there too. Like, is there a possibility of maybe a pin's going to happen on Bayley or Bianca or whatever, and Naomi has to pick and choose kind of thing? Like, there's still some kind of like level of like storytelling that they have between those three superstars entirely, to where maybe Naomi fucks up the chance for Bianca to get the win on Bayley or get a pin or something on Bayley or whatnot. I'm spitballing here, but I think like there is still a story that's threaded between the three of those superstars.
I think you can tell that, but I don't think that's going to happen late in the match. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the video packages and vignettes that Alexa Bliss has had, they're trying to build her up quickly, in my estimation. Bayley doesn't need to win the Elimination Chamber. I think she's cool. Especially with the last run she just had over the last 2 weeks. So that's why I don't have Bayley in the final three. I think, that moment that you're talking about can happen in the match. And then that's when there's a turn in the chamber. Because again, everyone it's everyone versus everyone. So there's going to be, only one person can win. So this tag team is probably going to be done unless they find a way for them to both not get eliminated or like eliminate each other, whatever. But to tell the Jade story, we know she's coming back because they just said she was in the PC last week, whatever. To tell the Jade story, you can utilize the Bayley Naomi piece, like you said, for the pin or choosing between the two, whatever the case. But it flushes out at Elimination Chamber to get to Mania. Yeah.
And when I'm looking at the talent here, and it's funny you're talking about like the push that Bliss has been getting lately. She's been in a lot of promos, a lot of vignettes. Like she's trying to be, or they're trying to push her to where, hey, we're showing you Alexa Bliss. When I look at the talent that's in this Elimination Chamber, it's like, okay, Roxanne, really new, has not been pushed a lot. NXT people and the heads know, but probably not going to be. It's not going to be a first Mania. I just don't think that's going to happen. It's too early. Although I love Roxanne. Naomi and Bianca still have the belts, and like you said before, they still have the story with Jade. I think their Mania moment happens with them three at Mania. I don't think it happens with Rhea. Bayley is the only one that looks open right now that doesn't really have an opponent. So if she does win, it makes the most sense. And then Bliss is the one that they're pushing right now, but also just came back.
And is on SmackDown.
Do you take this moment from it? True. Just came back. And do you take this moment from somebody who's also been working, somebody who's been working longer this year or more or harder this year? The last thing we want is another Charlotte Flair incident where you end up taking this particular moment from somebody else kind of thing. Because you see how that's going right now. They're not fucking with Charlotte.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think she wins. I think
Charlotte?
whoever's Alexa.
No, I don't think Alexa wins either. Which it breaks it down to Liv and Bailey. Where it's like I said, we already seen Liv battle her a couple times, and then Bailey is just the one who doesn't have anything open for, Mania, and Bailey's been on a run lately. She's been everywhere. She's been in NXT, she's been SmackDown, she's been like Raw. Like she's clearly the person who is doing the more or is being shown to the world that doesn't have anything to do with Mania. I feel like having her in the All-Star game, the celebrity game, and not having her in Mania would be a huge misstep. So it makes the most sense to probably do Bailey versus Rhea.
And Rhea is about to fight Io. It might be convoluted, but you could set up a way to where you get a 3-way with Io, Bailey, and Rhea.
I would rock with that too. I got nothing against that. Anytime Io's on the screen, I'm in for.
I'm locked in. So I'm glued to the
screen. You said for Mania? You talking about for Mania? Those three?
I think that's a possibility. Because there was a couple segments where it was like 2 weeks ago where Io was talking to Rhea, and then you see her and you see Io and Bailey meet up in the back, and they look at each other weird and shit. I don't know. It could be convoluted, but they could do it to where it somehow turns into a 3-way, or it's just Bailey. I know. I'm putting. I'm not a better man because I always lose, but I'm going to put my money on Bailey winning this chamber. Bianca probably second because Bianca and Rhea would be great, but yeah,
would be gas.
No, it would be gas, and it's long overdue. It's just that I don't know if they want to do that right now while they're still while she has a tag title and we're still doing the Jade Whodunit and all this other stuff.
Right.
That could be more to me. That's more convoluted than Bailey than Bailey and Io.
Well,
yeah, unless it's Bianca. My bad, DT. Unless it's Bianca and Rhea and then Naomi Jade, and they figure out some way to split it that way. But respectfully, it would be wishful thinking to get two black women to have singles matches on Mania. I would love that, but I don't think we've seen that. Individual matches, both on the card.
Oh, you're saying not against each other?
Yeah.
Shit. What was I gonna say? God damn it. Oh, if they do the triple threat, it's another great way to have Rhea lose without getting pinned. When was the last time she got pinned?
Shit.
It's got to be her and one other person that's on a streak of that's been super protected.
Yeah, I mean, Priest. What do they say? Priest hasn't been pinned, or
since
October,
Priest,
or something like that.
He's on a run.
Yep, the Terra Twins. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, if it goes triple threat, that's a way for her to lose the belt without getting pinned. So,
yeah.
All right. I got a note here. Karrion Kross might be the wrestling oracle. Because wherever he goes, destruction happens. Whoever he talks to, whoever he touches, something happens, right?
This has been going on for over 2 years now.
For a while now. I'm starting to be a believer that if Karrion's character is death itself, then it makes sense.
Well, his literal moniker is the Harbinger of Doom.
Yeah.
So a Harbinger is someone who calls out or speaks to things getting ready to happen. So, and everywhere he has gone, he's been in the shadows, or he's talked to someone, or they've crossed paths, or So, and this is again, it's been going on for a while, like you said, and it's great character work. But we'll see what happens. I'm excited for him.
Also, Kofi Wicks gets jumped by LWO.
Yeah, and they're the bad guys. They're the bad guys, and they get jumped.
Ran out the building. They get ran out the. LWO ain't put the pressure on nobody. Nobody. No, ain't nobody afraid. And this is LWO without Ray.
But Dragon Lee though.
Dragon Lee's my nigga. Cole. But getting pressed by bro, no.
It's still out.
No.
It's still outnumbered.
No.
What do you mean, bro?
No.
Oh, so
No.
what you mean, bro?
No. Hell no, bro.
It's a 2v3.
So,
He not even Mexican. He Filipino.
So the fuck what? Was it,
I'm just saying what Dom
Joaquin, I
said.
think. Was it Joaquin or is it?
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was Joaquin.
I think it's.
I'm just saying, like, they ain't had this. LW's never had like any kind of aggression at all, and like now you see Ray get jumped, and now you want to come out and jump people. What happened to the last niggas who was jumping Ray? Now we want to be big and bad? Nah, not believing it.
would you say the New Day needs a third?
No,
Hmm.
no.
Yes.
Them niggas need to. Who?
Omos. That nigga is not doing nothing. They brought him back from Japan to not even show up at Rumble.
For nothing. That's also true. That's fucked up. We've been down this road of trying to not like hypothetically replace Big E, and the last time they did this,
Question: do they have to be black?
Yes. For me. in my opinion, yes.
Come on,
just
Jay.
for
I see
entertainment's sake, who would you put in that's not black?
I'm just asking a question, dude. I'm just.
I just
posing
want to
the
know, like,
question.
who would be this third to be with New Day that's not
In
black?
a perfect world, Samoa Joe.
That shit would be hard. That shit would be hard. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're.
What if? No, that's too many people. That's too many people. I was gonna say there's a faction that said they can't have any more members, but if someone was to split away from that faction because they're already tearing away, but it would be too much.
Who
Talk about Finn.
Who would you pull from Judgment
You
Day?
put Finn in the New Day?
You put Finn in New Day?
This is not regular New Day, bro. This is Majin New Day. All they need is a demon. But
Hey, I like that with the Majin tat, bro. All right, now he's cooking. He need.
all I'm saying,
They needed Dabara.
all I'm saying.
Yeah, you got the Majin. You got the dude who spit and turn you to stone. That's who they need. He's a demon. Yeah, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing there. But he's too small.
It's a reach. But
You know what? You're right. You might be right. You might be right. I feel it. I see what you're saying. You know, niggas don't get no wins in WWE anyway, and all Finn's been catching his L, so it makes sense. Put him over there.
Okay,
Yeah,
see.
bro. Hold on.
Now-
Come on.
See,
Come on, bro.
you got too much dip on
Yeah,
your chip.
bro.
You got too much dip on your
We gonna disrespect
chip.
the Prince Balor, bro.
That is insane. It was fucked up. Hey, Hero was fucked up. That transitions right into the next match in which he caught an L, which hurts.
Hey,
Ta-da!
yeah.
Seth,
Main event, man. Seth versus Finn or Lynn Balor. I thought this match was dope. We the funny part about watching this match is that being in tune with Blue Sky and everybody's watching at the same time. It's like everybody had like hope, and everyone's like maybe, just maybe, he can get this win, and we can see Finn get this win and be in Elimination Chamber. And he can start this righteous path. Hell no. Hey, I don't know what Finn has done to the WWE, but they do not want him to win anything. And you know whose fault it is? Edge's fault. If that nigga would have won at the Hell in a Cell, we could have had a completely different goddamn Finn.
Yes,
It's Edge's fault.
I will blame.
It's
Edge.
crazy.
But it's still win Balor over
it's-
here, bro. I don't like. Look, he took an L.
Win.
He took it.
No, we not. I
Win?
gotta take a. Hold on, I gotta take a moment.
No,
I gotta take a moment.
That wasn't WIN. It's just win. When has he ever
Yeah.
won? Win, nigga.
You know,
You not lying.
I ain't gonna look at the cage match. I mean, he's won a match, bro. Look, it wasn't gonna be Finn. As much as I would love, I hate seeing my children fight, man. But, it was to believe Finn was going to win. Damn, I hate the rhyming scheme of it all. But it was very obvious Seth was going to win this match. You want him in the fucking chamber with Drew and Punk and Cena,
Right.
It was a fire ass match. Finn is another person who people were like, "Oh yeah, Finn and Seth Rollins are wrestling soulmates." This match was extremely fire. It was way better than.
It was good.
I mean, I would say this is their best match thus far, because like all the other ones that we had in last summer and shit, like a lot of that ended with chicanery because of Priest trying to cash in or whatnot. This match was extremely fire, and this is also Rollins' third main event since the Netflix era started. Because he's a GOAT.
Yeah.
But very good match. I do want Finn to be in a chamber, though. I want to see him coup de grace off of the chamber before everything is all said and done. So next year he needs to be in.
That would be hard. Can we also just give him his old music back and lose the mask?
No, well,
you can't sell the mask.
This is his old. This is technically his old music.
I need the classic. Like this, it just don't do nothing for me, bro. Like it's just,
bro.
I don't know. I feel like Finn had an identity. I feel like pre Judgment Day, Finn had his individual identity. I think it's really hard for him to get that back right now with the way that his presentation is. Like,
I love his presentation, this is technically his old music.
Those masks.
Bro, his mask is fire, bro. With the purple rag hanging up, bro. That shit is heat, bro. He got that YN energy. But even though he's old, but he still got that YN energy. That's why
sell the mask. Sell them.
Yeah, but
put them on the shop.
Everyone is different though, because the one time he came out with the Kanye mask, and that shit was heat too.
Sell the mask. Just put him on the shop. He ain't got no goddamn identity right now, man. I love Finn. I just hate to see it go down like this. But yes, you are right. Seth was not going to lose this match. It's Elimination Chamber. You need him there. Like, I do have a question though. Where the fuck is Roman? And why isn't Roman in this match?
I mean,
because he can't take the pin?
I think so.
Ooh. Your boy can't take the pin. He's not a team player, DT? What's going on?
I'm not. We're not doing this. I'm not doing this, Joe. I'm not doing it. Next segment. We're not doing this.
Hopefully you see Roman pretty soon, man, because the tribal chief energy is definitely needed, especially because you won it and you just disappeared. Like you won it.
Well, I wonder why. He just had his face fucking smashed in twice.
Rightfully so.
In shocks. You gotta come get
bro,
back.
Bro, oh my god. Yeah, I did send that to you. Yeah, bro, we ain't never seen a nigga with that much velocity and air and some shock since Vince Carter.
Double stomp. This nigga hit him with both feet. You know how much you gotta hate a nigga to hit him with both feet during the stomp?
No, it's love. That's what it was. I told you it's the love thing, bro.
It's love, man. They really love each other, bro.
The fact that he would even let Seth do that, you know what I'm saying? You might break my face. You might break my moneymaker.
Clearly, this nigga's been out. We're gonna take a quick little break. We'll come back and we'll talk about Dynamite and we'll follow it up with Smackdown. But until then, we'll be right back.
You.
And we're back, people. We're gonna get into this AEW Dynamite. Show kicks off with MJF and Hangman Adam Page promo, which I thought was a pretty solid promo. I thought like they're doing it correctly, where the story looks like MJF is a little envious and jealous of the love that Hangman gets, even though he's doing everything that a villain would do. Like you're cheering the man who burnt a man's house down, stuck a syringe in somebody's mouth. Mm-hmm. The guy who killed Christopher Daniels, like, why does he get the cowboy shit chance when you've done nothing but, you know, be the bad guy, but then I come back and people hate me kind of thing. I like this level of like promo in either wrestling show. It reminds me of like how we were siding with Drew because Drew was actually right in his beef with people. I love when you can be the bad guy and be like, no, man, why y'all cheering this motherfucker? All he do is fuck people over, but it's fuck me, right? The promo ends up breaking down. What you got, Hero?
I mean, we can finish. I'll just say my piece about it.
Yeah, the promo ends up breaking down. We see that they end up clashing and fighting. The security has to like separate them, and MJF ends up spitting in this man's face, which I hate. I hate that. It's so gross, bro. I hate it. It's been a thing in AEW that he's done, and actually a couple other people have done for a while. Or maybe it's just him. It's just gross to me. It breaks down. We see that Christopher Daniels comes out and looks at Hangman and like kind of tries to reassure him and whatnot. Also in this promo, because he brought up Christopher Daniels, Hangman goes on a promo of like, you know, that guy died a warrior's death. He knew what he was up for. He came and got it. He went out the only way he could have, which was, you know, the Warriors in. There was a bar in here that, you know, says that, or MJF was talking about Hangman and how he was the golden child. You've been the favorite. You've been put in places to be on the top, right? And all I came in with was a mic and a scarf, and I got over, and which is respectfully true. MJF was the guy who came in with the scarf and was saying the outlandish shit, and that's what got him to where he is right now. I like the promo. I didn't see anything too crazy with it. I didn't see anything wrong with it. They're definitely building up for this match in LA. I honestly don't know who should win this match. I believe it should be MJF. I believe the last couple feuds he has taken the L on in some way, shape, or fashion.
No, yeah. Well, no, he's won, but then like he always gets beat up at the end.
Yeah,
that's how his booking is. Like he'll win, but then like because he beat Daniel Garcia, which Danny should have won that match, but then Daniel Garcia gets the upper hand at the end of the match, and then I forgot who he was feuding with after that. But yeah, I know. Yeah,
he just needs. I need a definitive MJF like win, like clear cut, like he won and just get the fuck out the ring kind of thing.
So overall, yeah, no, I really enjoyed the promo. This is the version of MJF that I'd be talking about where he didn't have to do, like, granted, he was still doing his insider shit, like saying stuff from behind the scenes that if you're tapped in, you know what he's talking about. Because, like, one of the reasons Hangman got this job is because he's friends with the Elite. Like, so that's in some people, like, that's a good form of nepotism, and in some people's eyes, that's a bad form. Whatever. That's neither here nor there. But I rather him do the insider shtick than the low hanging fruit shit. And he didn't do any low hanging fruit shit. Like this was a really good, and that's why this promo was good. He didn't talk about your alcoholic drunk mother or on a train or some shit. He was. It was a really good promo from both people. They both characters were showing moments of insecurity because obviously MJF, he's insecure about how the fans are treating him versus how they're treating other people. And then Hangman, he's always been insecure. So I'm kind of waiting for his character. Granted, like he's a different cowboy than what he was 5 years ago. He's kind of the same cowboy where it's like he's always very, very unsure of himself. And it's like, dog, it's been 5 years. You were a champion already before. When the fuck are you going to be sure of something? But overall, again, the promo was good. I thought it was very funny that they're talking about Christopher Daniels like the nigga died. Because then he literally just shows up. And then you hear a fan say, "Don't hit your daddy." And I'm like, oh god. But overall, I do agree that the promo was good. It was a good 15-20 minutes of a show, but it didn't feel like a typical. Because like when MJF came out, like I audibly groaned. I'm like, all right, we're gonna get 19 minutes of some edgelord Xbox shit, and I'm like, and like luckily we didn't get that, and I was like, okay, like that was a good opening segment. It was, it was very You open it with a strong ass promo, and then you give us a match right after, and it's like, okay, it worked. It's a formula that works, and I think it worked here.
You got anything, DT?
Yeah, why the fuck are you spitting in my face?
Yeah, I don't like it.
I'm sorry. I don't care if we talked about it in the back. No, find something else to do.
I don't
because the
shit was hanging from his eyeball. It was gross.
Yeah, like come on, fam. Yeah, no, sorry. And I don't want that to take away from the work they did because it was like Hero said, it was a great promo. But why the fuck you spitting in my face?
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm sorry.
Dirty game for sure. Next, the first match is the Ops versus Patriarchy. I hate the name the Ops.
It's bad.
It's terrible. I love Joe, so I'm gonna rock with it because my guy. But I hate the Ops, especially when it's like it's Joe, Shibata, and Hook. It's like nothing about the three of y'all make this seem like it's the Ops, like at all.
You got a 46-year-old Japanese dude, and then like a 22-year-old white guy, and then Samoa Joe, and it's like
Joe.
It's like, bro.
It's like, I guess, bro. I don't know. I don't like it.
It's the old head in the club energy, man. You trying to be a YN, but you're not.
Yeah. It's like, you 45. You're not the Ops. You just somebody I don't like.
Go to bed, Grandpa.
Yeah. Like I said, Joe's my guy. I'm gonna rock with it, but it's still weird. The match is still beefing from, Hook find out the Christian end up attacking his dad and whatnot. But I think you just have to you're pairing Joe with Hook just because Hook is just not, it's not cutting it. He needs some form of development. Hopefully he can get that. I've been asking for that for, I think, at least a year now, maybe a year plus. Hook needs some form of development. Great wrestler, can wrestle his ass off, but as far as like drawing like crowd energy, I'm not sure. Okay.
Great is a very
wrestler. Okay wrestler. All right.
You could just say good.
Great suplexer. Good suplexer.
Amazing suplexes.
Amazing suplexes.
Listen, when I watched it, I was like, oh, I see why he's in a faction. Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah. We're gonna cut down you talking, which is a good idea.
Yep.
And we should cut down some of your in-ring work, which is also a good idea.
But the thing he just one trick pony right now, and he just needs more development. Like all we know for Hook is submissions and suplexing, and for a nigga like me, that's all you really need. Cause I like that shit. But with the way he's being used on these shows, you're gonna have to show me a little bit more than choking niggas out and suplexing.
Your daddy is ringside. Why is he not learning? Why isn't there any developmental?
I don't know. And I
his dad is literally ringside.
Yeah, and I brought this up before, and I don't like doing the comparison, but it's hard not to compare because him and Dom showed up at the same time, and you can tell one is light years ahead, like now, but they showed up at the exact same time, and it's frustrating because I like Hook.
When I was writing these notes, I was thinking about that, and I was like, the only difference that I can really say is that Dom had a wingman when he first came in. Dom was working with his dad, and he worked with Edge, off rip. So it was like
he was working with people before. He worked with Seth. I mean, because he was working during the pandemic era. He was in the Dome.
My point being is that he's had really good people to help him guide him to where he is today. I think with Hook, he needs that. He needs to be able to be carried, and not carried, but just being taught, which is probably why he is working with Christian a lot, because Christian is one of those veterans who can help you. He's working with Joe, who is one of those veterans who can help you. It's just that he needs more of that. Like when Joe left for a little bit, Christian left for a little bit, he was left to kind of like figure it out on his own. He just needs to be stuck with somebody. Dom was with his dad for
like the first 2-3 years.
Like first 2-3 years,
yeah.
So
he was able to work with Brock, and well, but the thing is though, and I'm not going to question his work ethic or anything because I don't know anything about that. But like, there's a lot of veterans in the back. You got people like Billy Gunn, you got Dean Malenko, like you have veterans in there.
Brian Danielson is right back.
Yeah, like so it's like, I mean, again, like I don't go to the dungeon. Why? Like I don't know. Everyone should be going to Natty's dungeon, and if you're not at Natty's dungeon, then you need to go. Like you need work.
But that helps the wrestling ability, but not the promo ability, not the character ability.
Yeah,
and that's what he needs the most help with.
So
you gotta take an acting class on OnlyFans or something, bro. Like
does AEW have developmental?
No.
Should they make one?
Absolutely.
What is ROH?
Not developmental. Different show. Should be developmental, but not developmental.
Right. If you're so change it because you guys and somebody else. I saw a tweet about Mercedes sending somebody to the Shadow Realm, and it's the same thing that Hero said. But if ROH is supposedly the Shadow Realm, and you have the learning tree, hi guys, why is he not helping people?
Because the learning tree is still on Dynamite. Get him off the goddamn show.
But then why does he have the... Okay, I guess here's my thing. I'm not going to ask because I'm asking rhetorical questions.
Well, I can tell you why he has the belt.
But
because they're trying to get they're trying to get a TV deal for ROH. Tony Khan's been trying to get a TV deal. So that's why it's on Jericho again. Like they're trying to make it a third show or a fourth show, whatever.
Third.
But then make it a developmental show the same way they did NXT.
For sure. I believe in that. And the funny thing is, but I also understand where the aspect is that, like, okay, if you want to go to develop and be better, we're going to leave it. I'm not going to build the fucking brand. I'm just going to make you go to Japan where you're going to get better. And I don't like that philosophy because it's like most people don't want to go to Japan. You should have something home base. But at the same time, for the ones who really want it, will fucking go to Japan for 3-4 months and get better. We saw it with Anna Jay. We see with a lot of like the AEW wrestlers where they're going to do those stints. And if you want it, go get it. I'm not going to hand it to you. Go show it to me. Once again, I don't agree with that all the way, but I understand the process of if you want to be the best, go wrestle out there. Go get your experience out there in the real world and whatnot.
But if it's not, okay, yes. I have this is an actual question. Are they cutting English promos in Japan?
So the way they do promos is usually like they don't really do if I'm not mistaken, Jay, you can correct me. They don't really do in-ring promos. They usually like do all their promos after the match, like in that that little
there was a couple in shit, but normally they're afterwards.
So I guess my point is that if you're saying that he's a good worker, because you use great, but if you're saying he's a good worker, but his promo and his character work is bad, then on the thought process that he's a good worker, then he doesn't necessarily need to continue to wrestle to get better. He needs to work on his character and his promos, etc. Why doesn't, or why, are they? I don't know. Why won't they have some sort of, because you have a writer or booker from WWE over there. Why don't they start investing in the promos? If MJF and even Ricochet, based on this past episode, like you have a lot of people, MVP, you have a lot of people over there who can help you set up a promo, like figure out what your character's their drive is, their ambition is, and how to bring that all back in and then tie it into a match. You should be able to have people on deck that are able to do that. Right. Like you should foster that environment.
And maybe it could be a case of like maybe he doesn't want to do that. I don't know, but maybe he's like I just want to be the wrestling silent guy. Maybe he doesn't want to cut a promo, he doesn't want to talk and whatnot. And in AEW, you don't necessarily have to do that. You can just go out there and wrestle. But eventually, if you want to get farther than where you're at, you're gonna have to figure out some way to like portray your character to like the crowd and whatnot.
Even his dad could talk on the mic
for sure, and also his dad had a the not the gimmick but like the moniker of like the Taz mission is being this brutal like dude who just puts people in these suplexes and submissions and shit like that. Like even if he didn't talk, you just knew the motherfucker was a badass because of how he was, his character was portrayed. Yeah, but that's as far as like I know about like the Hook situation and whatnot. Hopefully he gets the hands-on treatment that he needs. Paul, this sounds crazy. And he needs that with Joe. Joe fucking took that movie trip and now he's back. So hopefully this can help him. He's also worked with Shibata too. Shibata's a great fucking wrestler. So you're in the mix of two of the best like wrestlers in AEW. Street fight, Big Bill, Powerhouse Hobbs. I feel like this is a continuation from the last week or the week before. They kind of had like a semi street fight that wasn't really a street fight. Basically part 2 of that. I wasn't enjoying it. It's a basic standard street fight.
It's a street fight that turned into a last man standing match.
Yeah.
No explanation.
Yeah.
Just
I was like, he got trapped in the barbed wire, and like this was just it. Also, I've never seen somebody hit somebody with a backpack, and then he opened the backpack, and there was bricks in it. I was like, oh, okay, so
there was 3 bricks and a bunch of dust, bro. They put those bricks in the bag the day of the show. They walked by and they's like, oh shit, there's some bricks right there.
Some bricks right here. Hey, give me that Jansport. No, take the homework out the bag, put these bricks in, and let's go.
It sounds like a drug deal. Turn that boy into a mule.
I don't think that they're done. I do like the chemistry that Big Bill has with Will Hobbs. Like it's very fun to watch. He ends up getting the win through the barbed wire table. It was the last man standing kind of like situation because I think he climbs the steps, throws him into the table.
Yeah, and then Aubrey counts to 10.
Yeah,
and yeah. So
I don't know, nigga. I was just like confused too.
Just bleeding on a random Wednesday.
Pretty much. That's basically how this shit operates. I think it was never mind. Toni Storm cuts a promo.
Hey.
This is off the heels of her winning in Australia. And she's talking about, who she wants to face next. She says she's put Mariah down. Mariah's not coming back. Spoiler alert, that's not true because yesterday they're going to do one last run. But she calls out, Statlander, Willow, because she's looking to fight a new challenger and whatnot. But like I said before, it comes out then LA part 3, which is not officially part 3. I remember we were talking about that to where I thought it was 3, but 3 is going to happen in LA. I get it, the Hollywood gimmick, LA acting, whatever. Go ahead, end your 18-month like rivalry, but god damn it, this got to be the end of it. This has to be it. I don't need no more Toni Storm Mariah May for the foreseeable future. Like I am ending on this Hollywood note and get away from it.
Liv and Rhea, pretty much.
Minus Dom, yes. Yes.
Yeah. The shoe is Dom, or the title was Dom. One of
the
them.
title's definitely not. But but it's revolving around something that they want. I don't know. We see that backstage. Willow calls out Marina Shafir, and Shafir appears with the briefcase and bashes Willow's head in. So it looks like Marina may be Willow's like first opponent, or Willow will be Marina's first opponent.
I don't like that, bro. Willow got her ass beat by someone with one arm, essentially. What is this?
Yeah.
No, she had a briefcase that has a heavy championship belt in it.
It's handcuffed to her arm. That's essentially she's.
Listen, you have explained to me on multiple occasions wrestling theory is if it's a 2v1, but the one comes in with a chair, the odds are even, and the chair weighs the same as an additional person. So same logic,
right?
Same logic here. Which shout out to Thunder Rosa.
Yeah,
same
we
logic
talk
here.
about that shit. We're gonna talk about that shit for sure.
Yeah, man. Fuck it. But the thing is, though, she attacked her from the front. You saw her coming. We're like, what the fuck? And that's not the first time that happens. That happened on Collision too. And it happened it happened the week before, like when Moxley just like walked by and Edge was like right there, and he's like, "How did you get snuck attack? You walked right by. You had to have walked right by the nigga." So it's just that's why I was like, that's why it upset me. But yes, power ranking wise, wrestling logic wise, yeah, if you have a weapon, you automatically get a power buff. If we're to make this video game related or nerd D&D related or whatever, you get a power. Yes, but she walked up to you. Like,
yeah,
she got stabbed in the front as CM Punk.
I saw it.
Let's stab you in the front.
That's my beef with it. It's like she got one arm and she walked up to you.
You saw her coming. Yeah. Nevertheless, it looks like that might be the first match that Marina has. So hopefully she gets in the ring pretty soon because Marina was doing some solid work in ROH before she joined Mox and them. Speaking of Mox, we get a promo, and he says it's his mic.
I want to know what DT has to say about this. This is
he gets on the mic. He says he's champion of the world, which means this is his mic. These are his cameras, his ring, his building, his seats.
Whole
nobody
time,
comes to the house.
That sign right there, that's my
sign.
Cause I am WrestleMania.
Yeah.
What the fuck, bro?
Shout out to the chief. So before I give off my opinions of it, I'm passing it off to my resident OTC member, fan club number 1, Mr. DT Fatu over here.
That's hilarious. Hey, man. Non-jokingly, it says a lot about Roman. Kenny Omega wants to be presented the same way Roman was. John Moxley took a whole bar for bar, word for word, stole his whole flow. He's got the bloodline gimmick, except it's just a bunch of white people running around and Yuta
and white t-shirts.
It's So here's the thing.
Wait. I'm sorry to cut you off. You know what? Yuta, he looks like a longshoreman. That's what he fucking looks like. He looks like he's supposed to be on a boat throwing crab.
It's funny as fuck.
Anyway, DT, continue. I'm sorry. I was gonna forget.
If you're going to do the bloodline gimmick, right? If you are the face of the company, you are the champion, the main champion on the show, then in same fashion, you need to be raising the talent. You need to raise the people that's with you. So, Marina need to be kicking ass. Yuta need to stop getting his ass bent and beat up every week. They just got to, on their own, they should be able to stand on their own and fight when this is all over. Whenever this Death Riders is over and done with and this disperses, these different characters should be they should be booked and built stronger. Then you'll know if it worked or not. His whole thing was people have been lazy. They don't really want to put the work in. He want to take over the company, reinfuse some whatever the fuck he wants to reinfuse into the company. Let's see it. That's it. I'm gonna just wait on that. I'm gonna wait on the end product. But right now he's looking very he's not Tribal Chief, he's the Neo Chief.
Jesus Christ. I looked at it completely different. I looked at it as
so for my take, I have no problem with it being bar for bar what Roman said, only because they were Shield brothers, and when you talk about wrestling soulmates, I think they had good in-ring chemistry and etc. as well. My problem with it though is if Moxley did it first and then Roman, how the internet would react. For sure. I'm telling you right now, the energy would be a lot different. So that's my thing with it. But overall, I think the promo, this was, even though I still don't understand what the hell Moxley's thing is, even when DT tries to explain, even when you try, like, it's surface level, sure, but like deep down, a lot of his promos are still just rambling of a madman who I have no idea what this fuck this guy is talking about. We talked about it last week. This would be better if they stopped putting the fucking title in a briefcase. You should be presenting the title. The title should be seen. Edge said something, or Cope, whatever. He did a promo on Collision a couple weeks ago, and essentially he was like, like we're trying to build up this show. We're trying to get the ratings up or whatever, and you think it's a good idea to not showcase this title. That's really smart, Moxley, is essentially what he said. And it's like, yeah, bro, like, I don't know, like, even if they did an NWO thing where he, like, spray painted it, or you do a hardcore championship where you break it and you tape it back together, the title needs to be presented. And I think that would help, even though the Death Rider stuff is, it's getting on a lot of people's nerves. A lot of people are ready for it to be over. Who knows if it will be? I don't think Cope is going to win. And if he does, I don't know if that's going to necessarily be better for quote unquote business. But out of all the Death Rider promos, out of all the Moxley promos, this has been the better one. I will say that.
That's funny. I'm piggyback off what you said, because like you mentioned like the Shield Brothers aspect, and that is true. I think I was watching like a Seth interview, and he was talking about how Mox and Roman were closer than he was to, Mox and whatnot. And so it makes sense. He knew exactly what he was doing when he said it. Like, like you're too tapped in not to know who the hell you're pulling that from. As far as like the briefcase and the championship being shown, I also agree with that. I do have a question. Is it a possibility that they're remodeling the belt? Like, is there any chance that like you're changing the image of the belt? Like you're making a new one per se?
It shouldn't take this long. He's a billionaire.
Yeah. For sure.
And here's the thing. If that was the case, right? You do that before you dispose of the old belt, because you need to see how it looks. You need to see the framing, if it's going to fit on the champion's body, how it looks in the different positions it's supposed to be in. So you would already be working on that before you put the old belt in a briefcase. And then you put the old belt in a briefcase, maybe 2 weeks, a month, maybe. And then he reveals it out of the said briefcase and is now walking around with it.
I only say that because it's not out of the box for AEW to fucking unveil two belts of the same thing. They've done it before.
They had like 5 different variants of the TNT. Scorpio Sky had his own one. Miro had his own one. Jack Perry had his own TNT. So it's like, if they want to make a custom title, they could have made a custom title already. It doesn't take 3 months to do that.
I'm just saying, like, you've been bashing niggas' head with this briefcase for fucking 6 months now.
And it ain't popped open once?
Yeah, like, either this motherfucker is dust, or y'all just like are building like a completely new title and whatnot.
And then Edge also smashed it with the bat, which I also think that was a bad call randomly, because he's like, you want to know what I think about this title, and then you start smashing it. So then why the fuck do you want to win it from him if that's what you think about the title?
He said something after that too, to kind of like, the clip didn't do it justice, but I do agree with this sentiment of like, you should not be smashing the belt. You are the babyface in this, but yeah, it's been getting fucking beat up. This belt better come out looking like just a strap of leather. Pause.
You said that they have had 2 versions of the same belt?
Yeah, before? Punk has had like his version of the AEW title.
Yeah, because he spray painted an X on it or something like that.
Would Mox be walking around with 2 belts too?
No, not like that. No. I know what you're getting at, but no. Usually it's done in the sense of like, Punk has his one with the X, MJF has one, Ospreay had his international, MJF had his American like fucking title. Like, usually the other person has the other belt, but not 2 belts. I don't need that. I don't need none of that no more. No more double champions.
Okay, but to clarify, that did technically happen in the sense it was 3 instances. One was with Punk and Mox, one was with Cody and Sammy Guevara, and the other one was with Thunder Rosa and I don't remember who, but Tony. Like, yeah. So like, there's they don't do it anymore. At least it hasn't happened since Tony Storm, I think. But DT, like, yeah, they.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You said you don't want any more double champs?
Yeah,
I don't.
No, I know what you're getting at. CEO has one belt in AEW. She does not have multiple belts in AEW.
How many belts she walking around with?
4 from 4 different promotions, completely different.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, they had intern champions, so there were moments where like Cody had a match to get his TNT title back, and then Sami had it, and then like they held the 2 titles up, very similar to what Cody and Kevin just recently did. So like there has been moments of having 2 titles that look similar, but it's only because of the interim shit that was going on.
You're right.
Yeah.
Getting out of that. Speaking of, since you just brought her up, my CEO has a promo. She's ended up fighting Momo Watanabe, who they had history in New Japan. Momo wrestles in Stardom. Mercedes loves wrestling like Japanese talent and whatnot. So she's going to be her opponent at Revolution in LA. From there, we get the what? Say it. Man.
Let me guess. It's not for a belt.
No, it's for the belt.
It's for the TBS.
She ain't gonna lose it. She ain't gonna lose it anyway, so it don't matter.
Now you get into the program. Now you understand. All right.
Yeah.
No, when Roman was doing it, nobody had a problem.
Hey, listen. You said she got 4 different belts from 4 different promotions.
Look, if you can sit through 4 years of Roman, you can sit through a year of Mercedes. All right.
I didn't sit the full 4 years.
If she's elevating talent, that's it.
And
somebody else's job.
Nigga, no, it's not. It's hers.
Listen, hey, bro. Listen, it is what it is.
Oh, fuck. We get Statlander versus Megan Bayne. Off rip, I need a rubber match. I need one that like doesn't have the interference of Penelope Ford. I did like they were in there scrapping. It did end a little short to me. I like the chemistry that they have.
Course, right?
You said what?
I said, isn't that par for the course for women's matches in AEW? They're shorter?
No.
Generally?
No. I mean, this is actually a longer match than, 55 seconds that somebody had because somebody wanted to show up in New Orleans and cut fucking time. But we'll talk about that later, okay?
Yeah, that wasn't actually a match. That was a scrap.
It was supposed to be a match.
Yeah.
It was. That
But then what happened?
No.
Anyway, it's not about that. It's not about that.
I got shit for Rock. We'll talk about Rock when we get there.
Yeah, it's not about that. Me too. I got shit for it too. So, yeah.
Bane ends up winning with the F5. We see that Penelope Ford comes in, they jump Statlander. This is where we get this awkward ass fucking moment where Thunder Rosa comes out with this goddamn chair and nobody fucking flinches. I ain't never seen anybody come out with a goddamn weapon. They look at him like, so what you gonna do? Like,
do you not talk before the matches?
They probably do, but like, I don't know what the fuck happened. She came out there with the chair. It was like just like jabbing with the chair, like nobody flinched. Both people weren't afraid. You know how crazy it is for you to come out with the chair and nobody fucking flinches? It'd be different if Megan was like, oh, I'm not gonna flinch because I'm the big whatever. But even the side piece looked at you like you was crazy.
They made Thunder Rosa look like a doofus. And
so bro.
I hate everybody involved. I hate everybody involved.
Same. There was a lot of there was a lot of stuff that apparently happened backstage after this incident. We'll see if it ever comes to light or not. But yeah, man, this is not the first time someone, dare I say, went into business for themselves and made Thunder Rosa or anyone, or specifically Thunder Rosa, look like a fucking idiot. You made this baby face look like a complete fucking dork. Just
dork. Nobody rolled out the ring. You can't even like, hey, let me just roll out. Like, let me get away. Let me walk through the crowd. Anything. Like,
or like take the chair shot to the gut, get up, attempt to swing. Thunder swings. You roll out of the ring. You yelling and pointing, bro.
Like. Even if y'all both just ran, like, god damn, bro, do something. Even Statlander got back up and was trying to like even the odds, something to make it look better than what the fuck just happened there. Because that shit was ass, bro. This shit was so bad.
You could hear a rat piss on cotton. Everyone
they
was
were
confused.
No fear, bro. Zero, cero miedo, nigga. Zero fear. Fuck, yo. They announced that they're doing the tag team match with Statlander, Thunder versus Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. Hopefully that is a lot better than anticipated. But Jesus Christ, that shit was terrible. Looking goofy as hell.
And Rosa better get the pin. over.
On Penelope. If you're not pinning Megan, let her pin Penelope. She needs this for sure.
Needs to dub.
Don't have her come out looking fucking crazy.
And then since y'all wanted to play last week, when it's all said and done, I'm gonna hit you with the chair this week.
Yeah, I gotta get my look back.
Yeah,
gotta get my look back.
Yeah.
Next up is the Ricochet promo.
Promo of the night.
He killed it. He had a good promo. It was great.
Up until the end.
The last aha, like you didn't need to get that off. You didn't.
It was unnecessary.
But let me break it down for the audience. So Ricochet comes out. He's talking about, he's shooting shots at fans and talking about Kevin Durant leaving, just being typical heel stuff and whatnot. Says he's a winner and that he's not, he's moving on from Swerve. He doesn't want to fight Swerve or anything like that. He wants to go into bigger, better things. He's beat everybody from Swerve to Ospreay to Darby, Commander, just feeling himself. We enter in Nana, who comes out, and Nana lays out a really good promo about the robe.
Really good promo.
And the meaning of, behind it, and that he bestows the robe upon people who've earned it. Ricochet, you did not earn this robe. I need you to give that back to me. Let me get that. You're not one of the ones I bestowed upon this. Send that back. Ricochet look at him like, take it.
Hard.
I want it back.
Yeah.
Take it. I'm not gonna give you shit. Nana was mentions that that the 3 decades of the robe has been passed down, making champions, making history. I believe the robe was also part of a wrestler that he managed that had died, and so it has sentimental value and whatnot that they've been mentioning in AEW. They mentioned the robe when Swerve first won his belt against Joe and whatnot. He wore it then. And then like I said, we get the Ricochet saying "take it," and then he gives us the aha. Like Ricochet, prior to the aha moment, solid. He's in the character. He looks good. He looks comfortable. Like
in his bag.
This is probably Ricochet's best promo.
There's no probably. Yeah. It is.
Yeah, it's without a doubt. Hold on. I'm trying to find.
All that matters is that it's consistent. If it's not consistent, then all this is just a white whale. So
it shows me that you can do it. It shows me that you have the ability to fucking portray this character and portray you can do promos. I haven't seen anything where Ricochet actually sold me on like, oh, he can do this shit. So I like it. I like the cross between the Dahmer and wrestling aspect, the scissors. Like it's all working. The character's working really well for Ricochet. What you looking for, DT?
I'm looking for my exchange with Samantha post Ricochet promo. It's in my tweets. I can't find it. Anyway, she tweeted about she tweeted aha at the end when he said it, and I responded and was like, hey, like this is probably his best work. It's the best promo of the night, probably the best moment of the night next to Tony Storm. I just wish that he wouldn't have did the aha. She was like, yeah, he knows you guys hate it. And I was like, I actually don't hate it. I think that it just was not necessary in that moment, and it took away from the intensity that was happening between him and Nana. Like it instantly pulled you right out of it when he did it. And she posted, in response, she posted a tweet of I think it was Morticia Adams cutting the roses, like pretty much like he likes to fuck with you guys. He likes to fuck with people.
For sure.
So
for sure,
and it's like cool, like great, fantastic, do that, whatever makes you feel good. But like this was a moment since he's been there to me that could have easily catapulted him to the next level.
It takes it from the 10 to maybe like an 8.5 ish, but like overall solid promo for him. he ended up killing it. Interested to see where they go with this next. Of course, Nana's going to get the ropes. Maybe him and Swerve are not done. We'll see what that looks like. They haven't announced anything for him in LA.
I have a question real quick. So, okay, granted, are there not parallels between this robe? I mean, we got to let the story play out, but is there not parallels between this robe and the bracelet from last year that people just hated this feud over because it was over a bracelet? Is there not direct like?
There is parallels. I don't think the emotional connection from the bracelet is the same as the robe. Because remember, the bracelet just popped out of nowhere, right? It was just, we didn't understand where, we knew that it came from a fan because we looked at it, but it wasn't like it was introduced on WWE television that this fan brought this in. It wasn't like he was wearing this bracelet and then Drew took it from him, or like he got the bracelet at Mania. Like there was no developing story around the bracelet per se. At least and it wasn't made important until as of, later. What you got, ET?
I found the tweet, or the back and forth. I was like, great work, Mike. Once Nana got out there, the damn aha took the intensity out of it. But outside of that, he did a great job in response to Nana. She replied, he knows you guys don't like it. I replied, I don't mind it normally. It's just that exact spot. I would have left it out. The interaction with him and Nana would have been the highlight of the evening, right next to Timeless Tony. Very small critique. And then that's when she replied with he probably sensed that people may be enjoying it and wanted to ruin the moment. He can be like that.
That's an asshole move. That is an asshole move for sure.
So, and that's when I was like, well, damn, I don't have a response for that. I'm sure he'll check Will Smith's internet and see the response, but let him know that we fucking with him and he's showing out. Like,
yeah, that's dope. I like that. That's a very healthy interaction. Very, very healthy.
Yeah.
Main event, we'll just move right through this because OC versus Roderick Strong. Orange Cassidy ends up getting the win here for the number one contendership, so that means he faces Takeshita next week on Dynamite. Winner of that ends up facing Kenny in LA. And I
don't understand this booking. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. So again, we talked about it. When we last saw Orange Cassidy, he was getting force-fed pine
fluids.
Pulse. Yeah,
that sounds crazy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could have. Niggas was making him drink Windex and shit.
Yeah,
he disappears. He comes back, gets a win. We know he's going to lose to Takeshita. So this is one of those moments. Why did you book Cassidy for this? You could have put anybody out in that fucking ring.
Right.
You have a completely big ass roster. Honestly, yeah, I just don't like it. Or it's not even the fact that I don't like it. It just does not make any sense. Another part that doesn't make any sense is why. Well, no, I'm gonna. Why? Why does Takeshita have to fight somebody else before fighting Kitty to have his own belt just for Kitty to fight for whoever's having the belt?
Because when that nigga said he wanted the Roman treatment, he got it. You're going to skip the line and just say, fuck these niggas. And what we going to do? Complain about it? No, it's Kenny fucking Omega. If he wants to fight,
I'm complaining right now. It's like it's close to what it's very a la of what Cena just did for the Chamber, but but when you I don't know. But that's like, yeah, but man, just do the match with Takeshita and Omega. They already fought. They just had a tag match. Why
we didn't need the middleman? Basically, what you're saying.
Yeah, there's a whole rigmarole to where Takeshita has to. We had a match you had technically two number one contenders. You have a number one contender that's in the resting bracket. He got his playoff spot, so he's resting this week. Yeah, he got a bye. So then you was like, all right, what's Takeshita gonna do? He's the champion. He should have a bye too. But no. We're going to make him fight. And theoretically, if he lost, then it's going to be Cassidy versus Omega.
Yeah,
but we know that's not going to we know that's not going to happen. So then why even make this possibility? Unless
there's like some story element that you're tying to this second match between Cassidy and Takeshita, which I don't think that's going to happen. But it only makes sense unless something's going to happen, particularly in that match that progresses a storyline between either Kenny or progresses a storyline between Orange Cassidy. That's the only way this makes any sense.
But if, in theory, if you're in Orange Cassidy's shoes, why the fuck are you returning to fight for this one title when, again, you just had this gang make you drink bleach?
Yeah.
You don't want revenge?
The only
What
time
happened
I
to
see that. You're right. No, you're
what
right.
happened to the baby faces trying to oppose the Death Riders? There was an
They got their ass
episode
whooped.
where the
Said no
entire
more.
roster was, and
Yep,
that's why the
outside.
That's why the
Yeah.
Death Rider. So
He's not-
now I'm kind of on their side because now Moxley's right. Like, y'all a bunch of pussies. You had everybody in the parking lot waiting for some smoke. Y'all got smoked. Now nobody now everybody's just back to business as usual. Like nothing happened. Nigga, they made you drink
called
bleach
you out and said you weren't a leader. He said he wasn't a leader, and now it's looking like, nigga, you really not a leader. Like, damn, bro, we wanted to believe in you, but if you're not gonna get their lick back on the niggas who made you fucking eat bleach, why do I even care? Right? Like, you shouldn't be here, kind of thing. So you are right. It does make him look like the fucking Death Riders was right, but it's like, goddamn.
When I talk about ambition, this is what I mean. When I talk about drive, like, what is your character's ambitions, my nigga? Like, you wanted this, you wanted the world title. You drink bleach, and now you're like, I don't want that kind of smoke. I'm gonna go for after this other title.
Challenge for the world title.
Fuck that.
Had a
Get your revenge, bro. You had Cope and Jay White getting their ass whooped because they're outnumbered. Why isn't your fucking freshly squeezed ass helping?
You're right.
Hey, nigga, maybe the Clorox changed his mind, bro. You know, it gets out all the stains. It might have changed his mind. Don't just say it. little Clorox do wonders, nigga.
Okay, I like that. I like this. Okay, first of all, time out. I like the fact this nigga was getting his shit off, and he's talking about revenge, and niggas getting his lick back. Tell your nigga Seth that when you see that nigga Phil, I want no excuses.
I hope he stomps his head in.
I want this nigga's head grated into the goddamn steel. Tell that nigga to lick back. He got a week, nigga.
I'll tweet him right now.
Post match though, we see that Kenny comes out because Don Callis comes out and they end up jumping like Orange Cassidy and whatnot. Kenny comes out to even the odds, and then show ends with a V trigger, Orange Punch, and then Kenny holding up the international title. I have no ill will with the way Kenny's being used. Use him that way, bro. Like, he's not to be wrestling. He wants the Roman treatment. Give him the Roman treatment. I'm all for it. The niggas who are the greats should not be wrestling like that. I respect it.
Yeah, no. The schedule wise, no, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like
it's just a drive and
Air Forces. Cool.
It's just a drive and ambition for me. Like I said last week, it feels like everyone's playing a video game and they're just focused on side missions. When in reality, you got the Death Riders. That's the main story, and I feel like more people should be focusing on this main story instead of trying to get XP doing side missions.
And the funny thing is, you are right, because it's like everybody's focused on side missions. Death Riders running havoc. MVP and Bobby was literally hurting people. Like, nobody's focusing on like the damage that's really happening around the company right now. Like,
it kind of feels like America almost. It almost feels like America right now. Like Trump is doing all sorts of shit, but man, them trans reading books to my kids, we can't do that.
We're gonna ban all the books.
Let's ban books.
Egg prices. These eggs.
Hey, hold on. Eggs is expensive.
Yeah, nigga. I'm never gonna eat an egg again in my life.
I don't even like eggs. I had breakfast with my mom, and she ordered something, and it came with eggs, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna just give it to you." I was like, "I don't like eggs," and we get to the end. She done ate everything on her plate, but left the 2 eggs, and I didn't order eggs. I was like, "Mom, you know how much you just wasted? You just wasted $10 worth of eggs."
Easy. Somebody else tight.
Yeah.
I saw that. I think it was in New York. Side note, they were in New York. They're selling Lucy eggs. There's something like eggs is in the bag.
Bro,
if you got chickens in your house, hey, you gotta come up right now, gang. If you got chickens in your house, bro, non-tax, you can't get taxed. That was the issue with prohibition. This is back to
dead ass. Prohibition is making no, bro. Are we living through prohibition for eggs?
Yeah,
no.
If you got chickens in your house, bro, it's time to get some money.
A report just came out that egg smuggling has increased from the border. They're not even like smuggling coke anymore, bro. We gotta.
Hey, if a carton of eggs is $7 here, if you can get it anywhere else for $3.50, and flip
Nigga,
it, or if you can make your own and flip it, come on, bro.
If I start seeing vacuum sealed eggs that float up on the coast of Florida, nigga, I'm
going. Oh shit!
That'll be a good plotline for Bad Boys 5.
Oh no, Mike, I got the bird flu. Like, god damn it!
Who the fuck is selling these eggs? Hey, and then
that's how you fry eggs. From now on, that's how you can fry those eggs. I need you to fry those eggs like that.
Hey, depending on the kind of egg, it's a brown egg, it's an extra large egg.
Shit!
Grass-fed chicken or grass-fed vegetarian fed free range chicken egg. Listen, I'm telling you, bro.
That's crazy.
Listen, it could go up.
I could just see the visual of someone in a dark parking lot in a trench coat, and they open it, and they got all these different eggs. So you want the brown one? I got this extra large one. Hey man, it's from a chicken in Texas. Baddest chicken I've ever seen.
This one with the spots. This egg with the spots. Yeah, this the one. This that shit.
Oh fuck!
We gotta move on.
Hey, and this one over here is hard boiled. You want to snack now? I got you. Like,
hey, real quick before we move on, Harold, didn't you house it for somebody that had chickens?
Mm-hmm.
You need to hit them up, nigga, and see what they doing with the eggs.
You honestly, I kind of should.
Yeah,
I kind of should. Hey, what's your price looking like?
Yeah.
That's funny as fuck. Okay. Oh, shit. Smackdown. 3 hours
New Orleans.
in New Orleans. Nons, for sure.
Shaitali.
3 hours of a goddamn headache. Jesus Christ, this show is so fucking tough. They said Road Dogg was the writer on the wrong day. They gave that nigga writing credits on the wrong day. He's been getting lit up all goddamn day, bro.
He been blocking people too. It's crazy that just the world, not the world, but the IWC just decided all the Smackdowns were bad.
These 3 hours have been bad. They've been bad.
For me, it's the pacing of the show. And also the fact that I work Saturday. I work on I can't stay up for that third hour. I just can't. But for me, it's the pacing of the show because 3 hour Raws. Like when they were fired, they didn't feel like there was multiple times where it's like, fuck, this didn't even feel like 3 hours. You know?
But you took all the good players and put them on one team. So if I just want to see all the superstars, I'll just watch fucking Raw. Only reason why I'm watching SmackDown is because your WWE Champion's over here. Like that's pretty much it. Like who am I supposed to be entertained with or by? Like
speaking of the IWC just randomly switching up, all the Damian Priest hate recently. Super random. There's someone else that the world just randomly just turned on a hot second ago. I'm like, when did we start hating this person? Like,
it's because they found out he ain't been pinned in like 8 months. So that's what happens. You find out niggas. I'm surprised people haven't started turning on Rhea. I think if she carries through WrestleMania and she still got the belt, I think people gonna start turning on her.
Probably.
And if they don't,
yeah, but see, niggas like ass.
If they
that's
don't,
why.
Yeah, if they don't, there's only one
I know
reason
why. I know why niggas not turning on Rhea. Like,
yeah,
it makes sense. We get Drew versus Big Jim. First off,
wait. Before that, because all right, so there was a lot of we knew The Rock was going to show up. That came out Thursday. There was a 6-man tag. The show opens up with Cody talking to Aldis, like, "Why did you pull me away from this match?" Aldis is like, "I didn't pull you. This is above my pay grade. If you smell what I'm cooking, The Rock wants to talk to you later." So that sets up the whole tone for the next 2 hours, and then we get Big Drew versus Big Jim.
Drew got his knee drained like 45 minutes before too, which is fucking crazy. Like getting your knee drained and then jumping, it's nasty, bro. And then jumping into the match, solid. He ends up losing his match because he ends up looking dominant, but gets cocky. Right, he starts playing with his food and he does the Alabama Slam, and Jimmy rolls that up into a pin and gets the win. Obviously, Drew don't like that. Post match, he comes back, gets his lick back, bounces off the ropes, Claymore kick. Bow, right? My question is, what is the focus for Drew going forward? Like, I like the fact that he was targeting Bloodline members, right? There was that storyline where he was like getting everybody. Did that storyline just disappear? Is that not the case anymore? Like, what are we doing with Drew McIntyre?
He's still doing it. It's just right now they're also trying to build Jimmy. They're in a spot where they're trying to give Jimmy some run. And he's in the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah. So like that's what it is. It doesn't. And once he gets in,
and then assuming he loses, he's probably going to crash out even more and then go back to Bloodline hunting.
And the big fish is still out there.
Yeah, yeah, he's still out there concussed because he got stomped.
So, do you want triple threat, or do you want Drew versus Roman?
Drew versus Roman is going to happen again, but it's not going to happen before anything that is. Yeah, no, and it's not going to happen before. Yeah, no. There's other more pertinent storylines.
So if we do get a triple threat, right? Let's say it is Roman, Drew, or Roman, Seth, Punk. Does that main event Mania, or does Gunther and Jay main event?
So actually, I wanted to bring that question to you guys. Do we like? Even if we don't get that triple threat, we have to assume Roman and Cody are getting one of the night 1 or night 2 for sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I doubt Charlotte. It seems like Charlotte's going to be another repeat of what happened when her and Rhea fought at Mania. I don't think they're going to main event. So we still don't know the card yet, but I wanted to ask that question. Do we think Gunther and Jay is actually going to end a show?
He is main event Jey Uso.
Ooh.
You can't have him be main event Jey Uso and not main event his world heavyweight championship win.
You asking for a lot right now.
Ending the show with 50,000 people in Vegas yeeting is going to be a moment. I do not think that does not happen.
I'm very conflicted, and that's why I wanted to ask.
That's tough.
Because, again, like, you have Cody, you have a Cena. I mean, we still don't know what's going on, but, like, you have a Cody match, a Cena thing, and then again, Punk, Seth, and Roman. And is this, like, this being the first Mania that Roman hasn't main evented in, like, 6 years would be wild, also.
I don't see it happening, bro. It's Roman fucking Reigns. I don't see him not main eventing. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't see him minding if his cousin is main eventing.
I can see that part too.
Facts.
I think if they're like, look, now the people who might be mad is fucking Punk fans and potentially maybe Punk. But if you go to Roman and you're like, look, y'all created main event Jey Uso. This is the moment that's going to pop night 1 off. Cody, he's the champion. He has to have the main event on night 2. He's the champion of the brand. And if he's going against John Cena or whomever he's going against. So to me, if you're telling a Roman or whomever that, hey, look, this is what's going to happen. Like, he's going over, he's getting the belt. Yeah, I don't think Roman would mind. I don't think Joe would mind.
Because initially that was like his whole deal in the first place was like, I'm elevating the people around me. He's always said like this was to get him to this point. This was his in-game goal all along. So you may be right with that. And you are right. His name is main event Jey Uso. He has to main event that. That just means that like if they kind of like go away from the triple threat, it's probably because he wants that to happen. Otherwise, he does know that a triple threat between him, Punk, and Seth is 1,000% a main event anywhere. And I doubt that you push Cody off of night 2. There's no way.
Yeah, you're not going to do it.
No,
especially with what may have developed today or Friday, what we're going to talk about eventually.
We'll get there.
So yeah, I don't think there's no way. Because so here's the thing, right? Is if Cody drops the belt, right, you have to have a feel good moment for that weekend. What is the 1,000%? You batting 1,000. It's a fucking layup. It's LeBron on a dunk. What is the one moment you can give all of the fans where no one is going to be mad.
Yeet. Well, the thing is like, let's take it back because people were pissed off that he won the Rumble. But the thing about let me land. The thing about it is that like every kid in America went crazy for Jay. This is not meant for us, nigga. Like it's not meant for the grown man. Like I want to see CM Punk and John Cena. Like you had that 10 years ago. I gotta give this fan right now who comes in with the Yeet shirt and the glasses their fucking moment. Like this moment is for them. It's not for your big ass. Like shut the fuck up, watch the product, and yeet, nigga. Like that's it.
Or don't.
Or
if you're that mad, don't watch it. Like this literally.
They're gonna be fine regardless.
Yeah, there's no way they're not gonna because you're gonna have the shirt drop. On that raw after he's coming out with the shirt.
Yes.
He's gonna have the belt. He probably gonna give another See, I'm almost getting emotional. Probably give another passionate promo again where he probably cries on Raw. Like it's just
let me talk to you, Oos. They said I was a tag team guy. They said I couldn't do it on my own.
He's an asshole. This nigga's an ass, bro.
Hey,
he's
back
an
up from
ass.
the mic, my nigga. Damn.
My bad.
But even
He's a tag team guy.
And even if Jay only has the belt a month, like to Backlash, like you're going to, they're gonna pay it off for the kids
for sure.
There's no way they don't do it.
Absolutely,
no way they don't do it. And that would be the main event. You're gonna have the kids staying up there late. God damn it, they're gonna be eating. They're gonna eat 10 minutes straight after the damn.
He gonna be in the city of New Orleans or Vegas, eating, nigga. Like he's hitting the streets, nigga. Like
his kids gonna be in the ring. Yeah, bro, it's gonna happen, bro.
You don't got the move set, Oos. They said. They're like, you can't do it, but y'all got me.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, this is not me making fun of Jay. I like Jay. I just when he does get emotional, that's how he sounds. Though. They said I'm just a tag team guy. They said I couldn't
be out of breath too. He done did yeeting through the crowd. He out of breath, cutting his promo, crying and shit. It's like there's a lot going on. Like lot going on.
He's
keeping it in like the brothers. We see Solo arrives at the arena. Jacob and Tama approach him and whatnot. They not really fucking with him. They not fucking with Solo. He says what happened to Tama last week was an accident. And Fatu says, "Oh, I know it's an accident. Because if it wasn't,
keep it 100. Because if it wasn't,
you
would me.
I would have laid your ass out. Hell, I would have
been sitting here right now." Hey man said, "Hey, you know what? Y'all got a match today. I'm being in your corner." He said, "Nah." You gonna be in the match.
I love.
Okay. I'm gonna go talk to Aldis and make this happen. My bad. Let me go get this right. Hey, stop playing with my nigga Solo, bro. I don't like this role. I hate it. I understand. Jacob is Jacob, but fuck no. We do not go from Tribal Chief. You got the Ulafala fighting Cody and Roman and shit like that to where now you the one making errands to Aldis.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck no.
But listen, but listen, it's the way it's happening.
Yeah.
See, right now, Solo still perceives him being the one in charge from his perception, but Tama and Jacob know there ain't no leader right now. but really, it's Jacob. And what's gonna happen? First of all, shout out to Jacob. He went from literally watching WrestleMania last year. Literally in the crowd to this year, he is going to be performing
in WrestleMania. And
in
that
12
leads into the question: is it Jacob versus Solo at Mania?
Absolutely.
That what we're leading to?
Probably, it's without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt.
Because they're gonna give Jacob this win. I don't want him to get this win. Like I understand I understand it. It's gonna pop.
When he say Fatu at the end.
all this work and to follow Solo and the character development that Solo has just for him to lose to Jacob, the nigga who we all know is going supposed to get the dub. He's been like that since day one. It makes no sense to me.
Well, it makes sense it makes sense in the sense that if this match happens, people aren't going to boo Fatu. Fatu is going to have to be the babyface in this situation. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like he would make more sense if he won, and because you're not going to boo him. No, the people don't want to.
No.
People don't want to boo him. Like people are
No.
ready to cheer this guy.
Which is why they keep him away from certain people. I wonder if
Yeah.
y'all pay attention. Like he's
Oh,
being
yeah.
put away from certain talent because they know y'all gonna
It's a
cheer
money
Jake.
match. Yeah, and also it's just a money match. Like again, like in that because I referenced the Braun Breaker interview, he was like, I want to fight Fatu too. Like you seen how the crowd reacted to just our face-offs, like. And like I mean, shit. Like when Penta came out, like we named like 8 matches. I was like, I need to see that.
Yeah,
That.
for
Like
sure.
yeah. So it's like
for sure.
like they set up. It's just how we gonna get to all these individual matches and when will they happen? Like some of these might not happen until 3 years. Who fucking knows? But yeah, it's getting there though.
And when Fatu says I loved you Solo in the match, that's gonna pop too. He's gonna bring that back out for that match, and then we'll probably never hear it again because it didn't start popping, bro. I'm telling you, it didn't start popping.
They gave these
until
niggas
the end of it.
Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels moment.
No, not like that. Not like that. He's gonna be beating his ass, and he's gonna
Like
say,
I loved you,
you.
and he get a Samoan drop. I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah, yeah, and the crowd is going to. They're gonna say it's gonna be dope. It's just
All right. I got no choice but to go for the ride. It's about to happen. So we'll see how this shit plays out. We got Louisiana Night and R-Truth versus Melo Don't Miz.
Love this segment, bro. I love this.
I got. I thought it was Ricky. I thought it was Ricky Saints
No,
coming out.
no way.
I thought it. To me, it made sense. I thought it was Ricky Saints.
Next to R-Truth, no. There's two. You can't trust what Truth says. That's why, like, it didn't, like nothing he says is going to be directly what he says. You know, that nigga say, "Oh, I got Triple H." He don't got Triple H.
He would have been like, "I got the Rock.
Bro, I got the Rock."
Ricky Saints come out. Anyway,
I love this.
I
love it.
What do you like about it?
I think
Like,
it gives him something. It gives him something to do. As far as Melo goes, him being paired with the Miz, it doesn't have to be fucking long term, and it gives him time to be under the ring of a veteran. Also, someone that they have a similar cocky ego character. Like I think to me it works, and it doesn't have to be long. And like they can branch out later, but I don't know. To me, it works. And I don't know. I like seeing the pairing. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just like it. I don't know. I don't know why the internet's not really fucking with it. I don't know what I don't know what I like about it yet, except for just like looking at it and like seeing the interactions and
it
like,
makes sense. Yeah. It makes sense as far as like, you know, character work, you know, who you can learn from. They did the combo code breaker.
Shit was heat.
Yeah.
48 hours. What did I write down? I think I called it I called it the 48 skull finale because I didn't know what to call it. But
yeah, so like that was dope. and I think just because like people just have such high expectations for Melo, like it's like that everywhere. You know, like what DG?
Well, the reason being they have high expectations, etc., is because they're juxtaposing what they're seeing with Braun Breaker with Melo,
Lyra with
you know
Stratton, like everybody who's got drafted within the year or two, they're hitting milestones, and the only one who hasn't is Melo, and Melo is better
and has had better matches
than
for sure.
XYZ.
Right, but you can't push everybody the same. Like Melo was he's a 2-time NXT champion, a 3-time North America. Like you can't push everybody's Grayson Waller didn't get shit until literally this last Mania, and he was on the card, you know. So
I would agree with that, but it's also like, you know, they gave Melo high key matches. You gave him very important matches, so where it's like, okay, maybe he's moving towards something. You know, he's losing to champions, he's fighting like, you know, top tier guys, and he's being paired with Miz. It's like, okay, well, what the fuck is going on here?
Miz is going to be his next future opponent. They'll do something for maybe a couple of weeks,
absolutely,
and probably post Mania because there's so much shit going on. But they're post Mania, they're going to break up. There'll probably be a turn, and this is where they'll be able to decide if they want to try and push him as a heel or push him as a face. If he beats up Miz, he's probably going to get cheered. If the Miz, or hold on, I might have fucked that up.
Yeah, I think it's the opposite way.
Yeah, the opposite of what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so they'll have a means to push him either way for that feud.
And I'm not knocking anybody who has like, once again, high expectations, or also like, you just want to see Melo do great shit because Melo has a great resume in NXT. He has like great character work. I get it. You also don't want to be in a situation where you rush the ball on somebody who's not ready for it. Although I think Melo is ready for it. If Braun could hold it, I think Melo could also hold it as well. So once again, let it play out. I'm not stressing. I'm just looking at it like, okay, we got to eye on you, Melo.
And he's still in the U.S. title picture right now.
He's still orbiting it because Shinsuke comes out during this match and whatnot. Yep. Also, like it's what I don't know. To me, it's like really it's stan shit. Like, and granted, I'm a stan for certain characters, but it's like you can't. The nigga is on TV every week.
Every week, and wrestling.
Even if he doesn't,
every week.
And then if he doesn't wrestle, he still has a moment every week. It's not like he's in catering. I would understand all the arguments and crying and whatnot if like he was just in catering and we don't see this guy, But like he's being positioned like you can't push everybody the exact same. Like who knows what Ilya would be doing right now if he never got injured? But you can't push all the new talent exactly the same. He's going to get his. Like, I don't know. I think people just got to be patient.
You could say he's on TV every week, which is true. But it's also like Carlito's on TV every week. Like, my point being is what's the level of like success in that? Like, if you're on TV, he's like Carlito's getting merch deals, he's in promos and shit like that. He's interfering in matches. He's being used every week. What's the difference? Like, what do we like?
The difference is with the exception of this past Friday, Melo has been on TV every week as a solo act, not as a side character
guy in a
he's had much more. He had the 7 series with Andrade, which we were literally
great
in July and April. We were literally talking about how that was some of the wrestling soulmates. Boom, we were literally talking about how that was some of the best wrestling we had seen up to that point. That year or this year, that year. So
you go from that until the last 2 weeks is Tozawa, R-Truth, and now like this tag.
He had to get some wins because people were like,
he's
losing too much.
He's losing too much. He kept losing.
But we're losing. We're winning against Truth and Tozawa, like, and we're like, oh, he's on TV. It's great,
right? You gotta hit a layup before you hit a 3.
These are not layups. These are shots you shouldn't even be in the gym with. You at the community center. You should be in the league right now.
All right.
I'm not going to take disrespect.
Listen,
I mean, first NWA Black Champion ever. Like, no, bro. Like,
and we sitting here talking about just 2 segments ago or 2 shows. We were talking about how Finn keeps losing.
Yeah.
Okay, so same thing with Melo. He was losing for a hot minute. They started giving him some wins.
I don't want Melo
Finn can't even
hit
get
a Finn
a
streak though. Melo can't hit a Finn streak and still remain relevant.
Right. So that's why they're giving him wins now. They're pairing him with somebody who's going to turn on him, or he's going to turn on in a month. That's another feud. And once this U.S. belt gets off of Shinsuke, because they haven't done nothing with him, even though his
shit. That's my next point. The United States Championship run right now is dead in the water, bro.
Yeah, he's just holding it. He was a little placeholder because people probably got tired of LA Knight, which is weird.
Getting off LA Knight was probably the worst idea in hindsight.
Now looking at it, but the hindsight is 2020. But that belt's gonna move around 1 or 2 more times, and it's gonna be actually, look, there it is right there. You have Shinsuke watching the match. LA Knight is going to win the belt off of Shinsuke. Who was in the match that LA Knight was just against?
Miz and Carmella.
Right. So when they flip and turn on each other, because the belt is a step closer, boom. Then you got Melo and you got LA. You might get LA and Miz first, and then you'll get Melo and LA.
Yeah, Melo or Miz Knight seems like a path that has to cross at some point. Just the promos between the two of those guys in general
have been fire.
You're gonna get. going to speed through this real quick. Got a lot to talk about. Candice versus Tiffy Stratton. Very long match. Crazy fucking bump from Tiffy. Nobody caught her on the moonsault. Almost broke her goddamn ankles. I need people to. We gotta make it tighter here, people. Look fucking crazy.
Yeah. No,
Did she miss her target?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm not putting that on Nia Jax. That's all I'm saying.
It's definitely on Nia.
1000%, nigga. They looked at her and she came down 2 feet planted on the ground. Like, damn, it looked like it hurt, bro. Like,
and it's not the first time someone didn't catch her. It's like, damn. Like, honestly, at that point, I just stopped doing the spot. If you bitches ain't
I'm not jumping.
I ain't gonna doing this shit no more, bro.
We see that Charlotte makes an entrance and she's on commentary and whatnot. Tiffy gets the win with the prettiest moonsault. Post match, we see they jump Tiffy, or Nia and Candice jump Tiffy. Trish Stratus comes out for the save, and I see one of the worst fucking annihilators I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
I knew you was gonna say this, so I have a thing. I have a thing, bro. Yeah. Listen, okay, I'm gonna just get this out the way.
Get it out the way.
I'm pretty sure that one of the women that was laying down, not gonna say names, has enhancements. You're not trying to pop nobody's enhancements.
Then you shouldn't be in the spot.
Dog, it's not okay. All right, no, it's not even about the enhancement. Look, it's you have 2 people stacked up. Trish Stratus is what, almost 50?
50. Yeah.
And then how many times have we heard people complain, "Oh, Nia is too rough," or "Nia isn't being safe"? She did this. She's not trying to hurt Trish Stratus. You know how much trouble you would get if she hurt Trish Stratus?
I understand that. Get Trish out the spot.
Why she volunteered to be in the spot? She could have said no.
Don't emphasize the annihilator if you can't take the goddamn annihilator. Get the fuck out the spot.
So she should have took a fucking Samoan drop. She would have been fine.
Would have been fine. But don't give me this. Oh, I softly planted my ass on your fucking stomach and then I just rubbed in it. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
If she would have hurt somebody, people would be complaining that she hurt somebody. Like, it was the safest way to. It was the safest way to do the spot.
They just had me sit here fucking watching that shit, and I gotta sit here and listen. Oh, god damn it, I was mad, bro.
I think people were unnecessarily mad for both reasons that me and Hero say that. You're not trying to fuck with nobody's enhancements.
I get that.
And they old. Well, one of them is older. Like, and yeah, bro. Kind of think about it. All of a sudden, Trish Stratus can't wrestle at Toronto after we alluded to it and talked about it in Toronto.
Then just don't take the goddamn spot. Get the fuck out of here, or just don't do the annihilator. Clothesline, throw somebody out, maybe throw them into the fucking table, whatever. We could have pivoted so many different ways.
Or a double Samoan drop.
Them niggas like, nah, the annihilator. And I looked, I was like, that was dog shit.
So I knew you was gonna bring that up. I knew you was gonna say some shit.
Yeah, nigga, like, what the fuck? We else watching bullshit? You think I'm not gonna see that shit? Out of that though, we get the quick little 55-second brawl between Naomi, Bianca, Liv, and Raquel, which was cut for, final boss. Just a little scuffle, little tiff. And hopefully that sets up a match for them next week. They're probably going to give them a match next week, depending on who wins.
It's on Monday.
It's Monday.
Okay.
The beautiful thing about the tag belts only being for one show is you can be or not one show, but one set is you can be at both shows.
Question. So, there's no championships defended at Elimination Chamber. Nobody's defending the belt. Monday, you have the EO and Rhea match. Could that not have been an Elimination Chamber match? Like, why are we holding it over? Not looking at any direct answer or nothing like that, but why are we waiting to do that match on Monday rather than doing it on the PLE?
One word. Netflix. Rhea Ripley. Netflix. You're gonna have
like that's a match that should be at a Mania. Really, even on my perspective. So yeah, just do it on.
No
Netflix.
question, they're main eventing.
No question at all.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah, no question.
I would assume that.
Yeah. It's Netflix, so they have to continuously keep their top key people. What? That was right. On like wrestling, they have to be there.
All right. The moment we've been waiting for, people. Final boss, Dwayne The Rock, appears in New Orleans. He comes out. He announces that WrestleMania is going to be in New Orleans next year. Everybody pops. The crowd's going crazy. Wow, Rocky, we love you. Shit gets a little interesting, though, right? He tells the crowd he loves him, feels amazing. He's bigging up the crowd and whatnot. And then he starts talking about Cody. Right? They've been good friends since last year's Mania. Last time they shared the ring was the Raw Netflix debut. He gave Cody his flowers and put him over for carrying the company in XYZ. I believe at this point Cody does come out, right? And he talks about, like, they drank tequila, they had a good time, but he wanted to call Cody out there for something important. He says he's a great champion. He knows that him and his mom, or their moms, became good friends and whatnot. So we see backstage pictures of Cody's mom, Rock's mom.
Mama Rhodes, Mama Rock.
Which is also crazy because you're not taking a picture with the moms and you sitting there talking about you beating me in front of my mom. I digress, nigga. Look, the shit's looking crazy. Looking a little funny in the light. Funny money.
A little behind the scenes.
Too much. Especially when the final boss's thing was, I'm going to beat you with this belt and this blood. And Mama Rose's blood is going to be on this belt. God damn it,
Rose
man.
blood. Johnson's hands.
It's been a pleasure that they've become friends. He says that he had an exchange with Ari Emanuel, who's also the owner of TKO, about Rock doesn't own WWE, but the most powerful man in WWE, and he wants Cody to be more than our champion. He wants him to be his champion. So I'm gonna pause here. What do we, at this moment, he wants to be his champion. What are we talking about? What are we thinking here? Like, we're looking at corporate champion. We're looking at what does Rock want with Cody?
You wanna take it away, Hero?
Well, I'll just well, most of my stuff might be counters, but it seems like he wants a corporate champion, which that can open up multiple storylines. It's very a la of when The Rock went corporate with BKM, or dare I say, even when Stone Cold turned heel, and that shocked the fucking world when he shook hands with Vince McMahon. And I think that's the route that they're going to, so that's why I'm very intrigued as far as this part goes.
I actually have no problem with where we're at this moment in the segment and in the meeting of the minds in the ring. I got no problem. Right now I'm locked in.
Okay.
I'm with the shits.
We're gonna continue. He tells Rose of the one thing he's never had that he wants more than anything is a brother. And that's what Cody can be. Last year his goal was to face his cousin Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship. And when he came back to talk to Triple H and Nick Khan to make it happen, the match happened. Right? Like he's basically saying, like, he's tried to get it to work. It didn't go through, but Cody, you got your match against Roman. Kind of stifled my plans. XYZ.
Very MJF insider.
Absolutely.
Term, like very
absolutely.
Insider.
And you said fuck that, and then you did something no one has ever done. You slapped the Rock.
You slapped the Rock. Still slapping from the world. No one does that and gets away with it, and that's why he's special. He's special, guys.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about their dads. He talks about standing together and looking down. He says he doesn't want to answer tonight. He wants Cody to talk to his wife and hold his baby and think about it. He'll meet him at Elimination Chamber in Toronto. But before he leaves, he wants Cody to know something. He wants him to know that more than anything in this world, that Rhodes, he wants him to know that he's not talking about his championship. He doesn't want Cody's championship. No, Cody, I don't want your championship. The Rock sister looks at him, says, I want your soul. He palms his face. And I boo the fuck out of my TV. Get this shit off my goddamn TV.
Are you loading a gun? What does that sound?
Oh, I didn't even hear that.
Get this shit the fuck off my screen. What the hell is going on here, man?
Hater alert.
I still have no problem. Yeah. I still have no problem yet.
But you know how fucking raw that is? He'd be like, I want your soul.
So,
which, by the way, DT, how attached to you are your soul? Because last week we had a special guest asking to make a deal. Honestly, you know what? Answer that question on Elimination Chamber.
Stupid.
So here's my thing, right? I still, up to this point, I'm Gucci. I was fine the whole 30 minutes. I thought it was great television. I thought it a great twist. I was good with it.
I know where you're going. Let me get the detail off, and I'm gonna let you go 1,000%. If you're talking about the press or the post, hold on. Let me give you this little tidbit. All right. So the last couple of times we've seen Rock was Mania. He has to hold Cody's belt, right? You know, he's like, you hold mine, I hold yours. Pause. Sounds fucking crazy.
Hey, yo.
We see him on Bad Blood. He walks out, puts up the 3 fingers. Never explains what the fuck that means. Okay. Mm-hmm. Then we see him on Raw on Netflix. He's suddenly a face. He's bigging up Cody and Roman and all that. Mm-hmm. Nothing's fucking correlating here. And then tonight, I want Cody as a corporate champion. The only 2 promos that kind of pair up with each other are the Raw Netflix one and this one, to where it's the babyface shit. But the thing is, we've seen Rock for a year now. Like, we've seen him make gestures and suggestions and promos and shit like that for a year now. None of this shit adds up at all. And then I'm gonna pass off to DT. He lets off. He does the post conference where he talks about cinema. Scorsese's time.
Bruh, he had me. I was locked in. 30 minutes. I'm fucking with it. Cause you know what? If this guy can say no and say we're not gonna do that, and the Cody crybabies can get what they want, and you stop the final boss from getting what he deserves. Right? Okay. A match with his cousin to finally settle who is the top dog in their family. Probably, aside from the McMahons, the most important family in wrestling.
Correct.
Probably the most important as it pertains to talent. Cool. Gotcha.
Tabby, this whole bloodline thing was about family, right? There was a family tree tied to it. The storyline was about family. Am I mistaken here?
Yeah, but
whoever
was the
cool.
Yeah,
about family.
Right.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Go ahead. It makes sense to have
and then you come and you say, you took that from me. So what I'm going to do now is, because no one tells the final boss what to do, I am going to put you in a situation where I'm going to buy your soul. How much is your soul worth, Cody? You want to be QB1, you want to be the guy, the face of the WWE, you want to be all these things. But in order for you to get that, you have to give me your soul. I'm down with that. Because now we get to see the last couple of months, we saw like a little darker side to Cody that I talked about before. We can start to see like there's opportunities for these things to happen. They may not happen, but there's opportunities. He doesn't have to be the white hot baby face he's been. And then we get to the press conference. And this nigga blows that shit all up.
Kills it.
In one sentence. Boom. And I was so livid. And in our world, most things culminate with a match. Everything in pro wrestling, it ends with the match. And this is a way to tell a story without it being that. I understand what you're saying, but this is wrestling. It should end in a match. Mm-hmm. There should be some physicality. You might be method acting for your Martin Scorsese film that is coming down the pipeline. Congratulations. Shout out to you. But this is wrestling. You two should be fighting at some point. And it doesn't have to be over the belt. Necessarily. It can be. But to then say, yeah, we don't ever have to get in the match. This is just something great that we can add and to keep the fuel and the drive going and da-da-da. Well, you're not around enough to keep the storyline going. And if you're only putting the storyline up for WrestleMania and then not wrestling, then what the fuck are we doing at WrestleMania?
And then to tie it into, I want your answer at Elimination Chamber, and then to come out in that press conference, like, oh, like it doesn't have to culminate in the match. Then why do I need to look for your response at the pay-per-view where the matches happen? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Now, he could be saying this for a swerve, which cool. And I think it will still end in some sort of physicality. whether he has someone fight on his behalf because he can't prepare. He can't prepare for a match and take the bumps and potentially mess up his face for the movies. I get that. I understand that. But don't say that it shouldn't culminate in a match. It's fucking wrestling. If you want to do a movie, do your movies. Your movies, they make money. Go do your movies. But when you come back, wrestle. That's all I wanted. That's all. I think that's all anybody wants to see is The Rock in the ring. That's it.
And when does this moment with Cody happen? Cody's not on the card for Elimination Chamber, right? Like he's not.
Him talking to The Rock is on the card officially.
It is, yeah. And it'll probably be
in the middle of the show.
Probably,
yeah,
yeah. It might be the.
It'd probably be in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
They'll probably do what they did. The women will probably start the show, the women's chamber. Then we'll get the women's tag. Then Kevin and Sami. Then the men's chamber. It's probably something like that.
Nigga, wasting my goddamn time.
But if they're gonna do it, then if you're going to do it, then shoot it like they shot the
football field shit.
Not even necessarily that, but the Roman and the Punk sit down. Shoot it that way. They should be recording it and doing it now, and then y'all just preview it on March. We don't need the actual The Rock to come out unless that is going to end in physicality. If it's going to end in physicality, where Cody says no and The Rock says you shouldn't have said no, and then Cody ends up bleeding or something, then cool. But if you're not going to do that, then just have it be the little video package and have it be that. But there's no way that you can say in a press conference, because I get it, he's playing two roles in the ring, he's a final boss, da-da-da, and then when he's in a press conference and he's not there, he's Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Cool. Got it. I can separate the two. But you cannot say that it's not going to end in physicality because we're in this brand new world of cinema within wrestling, etc., etc.
You can't be the final boss if you're not fighting. Like that moniker doesn't mean anything. Like I don't get it. Final boss means like that's who I have to get through. If you're the boss, okay, he's the boss. You never touch the boss or whatever. But final boss, like I have to get past you to succeed. This nigga over here pump faking and giving us storylines we gotta like walk through and fucking piece together and then come out and tell us in press conferences that the shit don't matter. Wasting my goddamn time. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. I'll say it. This nigga Rock ain't nothing but Jericho and Versace and tequila, nigga. That's what it is. All right? Boom. I said it.
Okay, hold on. See, there's a line. There's a line. And that was the line. That definitely was the line. Because that's fucking insane. That is fucking insane.
Oh, fuck.
I'm interested to hear what Hero has to say because he said we might be debating. So
I thought, okay, so I agree with what The Rock said. I agree with you though that he shouldn't have said it. And the reason why I'm agreeing with what The Rock says is, okay, so he didn't say it's not going to happen in a match. He said it doesn't have to. So for us to speculate that it's never going to be in a match, that's an assumption. We should stop that. Also, it doesn't have to be a normal bell-to-bell ring match. It could be a stupid Bloodline Rules where nothing matters and you have 30 people in it. But as far as the hero journey goes, there's plenty of stories where the final person doesn't fight. In the original Star Wars trilogy, Palpatine didn't fight. They just threw him off of a fucking bridge. In Doctor Strange, he didn't fight Dormammu. He just mentally mind tricked him. Like, if the story is done right, there is a way that you can make the hero's journey or Cody's story with him not selling his soul or do selling his soul. There's a way to where you can make it make sense. And I feel like we're all jumping on what The Rock, like, I agree that he shouldn't have said it, but I think, again, we're making assumptions based off of what he said, and wrestlers are very, very well-known liars. So a part of me is like, we shouldn't trust a single thing that he's saying, at least in the press conference. But since he's right, he's right. It doesn't have to be in a match. But I agree with you guys. You can't call yourself the final boss, and it doesn't end up in some physicality. But the physicality doesn't have to be a bell-to-bell ring match. The physicality could be literally like something physical where Rock just finally gets his comeuppance and gets his ass whooped. It doesn't have to be a match on a show on a card.
Which is fine, and that was part of what I said, was that I think it will end in some sort of physicality. Yes, he shouldn't have said it, but even if The Rock can't wrestle because he has the Scorsese and other shit, he can have, him being the final boss, he can have someone or multiple people wrestle or fight on his behalf against Cody.
Right, and I think that's where it's going to go, because people are already speculating if Cody doesn't do it, who's going to sell soul? Are we going to get corporate Cena? Are we going to get corporate Punk? Like, there's a lot of avenues. Does Kevin Owens say, fuck it, I'm going to sell my soul if it means I get this title? Or is it going to be Drew? Like, there's like 5, 6 multiple different talents that they can do to fight for the said final boss. And it can also still include Roman in the sense to where it's like I'm still the tribal chief, like all this other bullshit you're doing, I'm not fucking with it either. Like, he's going to have people fight for him. And I think another reason why it doesn't need to be in a match, the dude is getting older. There's a reason why he was in that tag match last Mania. And I think at the end of the day, it was best for business. Like, if he's going to fight Roman or if he's going to fight Cody, like those are cinema type matches. That's a 20 to 25 minute match. He will be gassed. Like, in-ring wrestling condition is obviously very different than other kind of conditioning. So maybe this is a soft launch of, I can't really do that shit in the ring like that. Maybe it's a soft launch of that. But I think it will into some physicality. I think we're just kind of, I think, and I'm using we proverbially, but I think, I think people are just like super hopping onto it, and it's going to culminate to something good. I mean, I don't know.
I like the storyline aspect of you saying, like, you know, he has people that works for him, that does his bidding and whatnot, right? I like the idea of, hey, this is a title match between, let's say, randomly, it's like CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes, and it's like whoever ended up selling their soul to fucking Rock actually found a boss, made it a triple threat. You know, like having that element of control to where, because we've seen that Pierce or Aldis doesn't have control. He's pulling people out of matches. That means he also can place people in matches. He can change outcomes of matches. Like, if that's the element that they're dealing with or that they want to go with, okay, I can get down with that. If it's done thoroughly and properly, if it's given the right creative, like, time and freedom to actually, like, you know, build, fuck it, let's rock with it. It's just more so like this whole third wall of breaking, you know, character and whatnot is what's tripping me the fuck out. And you said, like, you know, we shouldn't take anything that Rock says seriously. You know, wrestlers are notorious liars. That is the case. But when it comes to him, it's different because he never fucking talks. We don't see him. We've been waiting for him to fucking talk. So anything that he does say, we kind of take it as law because we don't ever see you come back and, you know, what does the 3 strikes mean? What does, you know, what did the moment between holding his belt mean? What did you whisper in his ear? Remember, like, that was a whole thing. So it was like, there's so many different open.
What did you put in his hand? You know, it took
us
like
it was a watch
to figure out it was a watch.
Watch.
Like, it takes so long for us to get the answers from Rock that everything we see and hear from him, we take it as law because we don't know when we're going to get it again. That's also, like, that's how I look at it.
Okay. I mean, I can see that.
And it's funny because, like, to kind of spin off of everything, the whole cinema aspect, we were talking earlier about, you know, through the news and pre-production about what we're going to mention. And we talked about Michael Cole coming out, right? He's on the Impulsive podcast. He comes out and he says that, you know, WWE is in the business of storytelling and not professional wrestling. We're not a professional wrestling company. We haven't been a professional wrestling company in a really long time. We are strictly storytelling, and that's why Netflix picked us up. Makes sense. Netflix is episodic. They're looking for stories. They tell great stories. It makes sense when it comes to producer credits that they are doing things in the vein of stories and not professional wrestling. So if that's going to be the case, give me great fucking stories, right? Let's just make this shit fucking pop off.
Part of me feels like that Cole. A part of me feels like Cole was kind of, I don't want to say capping, maybe trolling, because, like, last Mania, like, one of the final things he says is, "This is why I love wrestling," and I feel like it's a buzzword to be like, "Oh, this is cinema. The other company, they're the wrestlers because they like wrestling. If you don't want stories, you go to you. That's why you watch AEW, so that you don't have to hear all the promos and all this other shit. You want to see people just scrap." But, like, at the end of the day, the reason why I think he was kind of like trolling or using buzzwords is because wrestling and stories have always been synonymous with each other. It's always been that way. So that's like
Would you
when
say would you
it's
say that
like,
wrestling
yeah.
storylines happen in the ring and outside of ring?
Yes, but
Yeah.
specifically also in the ring, like it's always been a story in the ring. So that like when you hear old heads or people like me, like when we give AEW shit, sometimes it's like they're not selling, they're not doing all this other stuff. It's because they're not telling a story in the ring. You can tell stories outside the ring, but at the end of the day, it's also what matters in the ring. Like wrestling was always called male soap opera, and that's because it kind of is that. But you tell the story in the ring. So when he said that, a part of me feels like I feel like he's just throwing a buzzword just to get just to rile up the IWC who were like, see, I told you WWE isn't wrestling. But at the end of the day, it is, because wrestling has always been about telling a story. It's always a good guy. Or usually, if you break it down to the most basic roots, you have a good guy, a bad guy. They're fighting in this ring, and they're you're seeing the story of how it happens in anime. It's literally it's everywhere. Anytime you see a fight, whether it's in a movie or anime or wrestling, the two characters are telling a story. Like, fighting is almost a language in a sense, where like you're having a conversation with this person, but it's through the art of physicality.
I would agree with that, but sometimes in WWE, it happens when it's great talent, right? When we see Gunther, Sami Zayn, they're telling the story in ring, right? But there's moments where like you get some talent that are not great. I won't name any names, just throw anybody from under the bus, but it's just like that isn't their focus as much in WWE. Like, it just depends on who's doing the dance, right? Like, when we saw Io Bianca, great fucking dance. They're telling a fucking story. We see Punk and Drew doing the dance. Seth and Cody. Or Seth and, or not Cody, I mean, Roman and Cody. They're doing the dance. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not a premier focal point for everybody. It's only like that for a certain, like, select talent that can do that. And that's why some of the matches don't, like, hit for us. We're not pulling in, because the in-ring storytelling is not great, and their outside storytelling is not great. That's why we didn't like. I'm not saying no names, but we just didn't like certain individuals. No,
get it off your chest.
No,
say what you got to say.
No. Later.
You trying to protect relationships?
Yeah,
you being pragmatic. You being political.
What? Yes. You think I'm just talking three y'all niggas forever? We got to get a guess in this fourth spot at some point. So
yeah. But okay, all I'm saying is if we can't be honest with the product and what we're seeing,
well,
we can be honest, but we ain't got to be disrespectful.
Yeah. Like, in a non-disrespectful way. It's like when we watched PFC, right? Story wasn't connecting, in-ring stuff wasn't connecting, right?
Okay, see, yeah,
but it wasn't, and that's nothing against the talent either. Like, I'm not knocking anybody over there. It's just like there's a difference when you see them wrestle together versus when you see Seth wrestle somebody, Seth and Finn, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it's just a way it connects with the audience. And when Cole was saying we're in the business of storytelling, I think that's meant to utilize every talent, right? You don't have to have a great fucking match to be utilizing the storyline cinematic world. You just got to be able to like portray your stories, and that's what it is.
Unless you want to have a good match, but you still want to have a good match. Otherwise, you will be released, or you will just be stuck in catering. Like, wrestling is still a huge part of the show.
It is, but when we have the Dom and the Shark Tank and Raquel came out to help Liv, like, that was a terrible match. But the story is what got everybody over, right? The story is what make you watch. The story is what made you tune into Raw and Netflix to see what the fuck was going to happen, right? It doesn't mean that the match is going to be or had to be great. It was trash, but the storyline was phenomenal.
How did people start caring about Jey Uso?
Not matches,
right? It was what?
Cinematics, Roman.
I mean, it was storytelling.
If the internet tells you, it's because he says yeet.
But to be fair, that is one of the greatest like wrestling stories is the bloodline shit, where you see Roman take Jay and separate him from, you're not the tag team guy, you my right hand, where we got Crash Out Jay for like 3 years, which is my favorite version of Jey Uso, and then he ends up becoming main event Jey Uso. Like, it's a great fucking story, but that is not dictated upon like Jay having great matches, and I think that's what their business model is.
Can you bring in the fans? Can you make them care?
Exactly.
Because yes, you can do all the flips and the drivers and power drivers in Alabama. So you can do everything that's vicious. But if the fans don't care about who's participating, who's there, and why those moves matter, or why it even matters that these two individuals are in a ring, then yeah, it's null and void.
Right.
So they do go hand in hand. One, you can lean on one more than the other.
And maybe that's the case.
Because we're seeing it. Yeah.
We talk about the pie charts. Like, maybe they just lean, it's 90% storytelling, 10% fucking, in-ring ability, in-ring matches.
60-40, because 90-10 is 60-40. 90-10 is crazy. You're dismissing.
There's been multiple weeks where
65-35. We can meet somewhere.
Did you say 75-25? That's insane, bro. 60-40, bro. It's 60-40. Because in the other way, somebody could fucking say, oh, AEW only cares about wrestling, and so they lean 85-15 with just.
I wouldn't be mad at that. That would make the most sense.
But it doesn't mean it's accurate though. Yeah, there are stories in AEW, but they lean more towards just let's get some matches. Which is why Brian Keith and fucking Will Ospreay are fighting for zero reason this next Wednesday. Why the fuck are they fighting?
It's true. 85. Look, 92.
You're discrediting both. Both things are necessary. Which way a company chooses to lean depends on where they see the money is at. And if you're telling me that you could have someone who has a safe, because I think people use this term of like Jey Uso doesn't have any moves, whatever. I think what I've been watching, especially now I've been paying more closer attention to that family specifically, they have a safe variety of moves that they can do weekly, day in and day out without limiting injuries, right? They're the best at it because they all kind of have the same moves. It's about when they use them, where they use them, and the selling of the person they're using them against. But I said all that to say, if you could sit there and say that Jay has no moves or he can't wrestle, right? But he's garnering the emotions of the fans. He's a draw, clearly. He's selling tickets, making money. You're in the business to make money.
Right.
So if you got somebody over here who can wrestle their ass off, but don't nobody give a fuck, then why am I trotting you out there and I'm paying you money and you're not bringing any money back in? What's the point?
In the world of WWE, yes, right? Because that's just how like their shit is. Like,
you don't want to bring in money elsewhere?
No,
I'm not
saying
going to name the other place. I'm just going to say elsewhere.
Well, I'm just saying in general, like the focal point for WWE is like, drawing the crowd and the character work and that shit. Like that's what's important, right? And on the opposite end, in AEW or TNA, or not TNA, but AEW New Japan, where like it's just the wrestling aspect. They just care about I hate to use the term, like the love of the game, right? It's like that's just what it is over there. It's not. We're not in the realm of. We are the NBA, but we just tell stories about basketball. We're not actually playing basketball, like.
But they are though. Like we talked about last week, the two women matches and how fire that like there's at least two matches on every show that is extremely heat. Like in that it's from the wrestling aspect. But they are also.
No, I'm not knocking that.
I didn't say you were, but I'm just saying, like, I'm on DT's. I feel like I don't know. You seeming a little spicy on the discredit.
They both go hand in hand.
No, they do. I'm just saying that in the WWE, and based off of what Cole is saying, that's not our focal point. Like, we want to tell great fucking stories.
Right, but the way the internet is taking it, that's why I'm saying again. I think he was using a buzzword. I think he was kind of trolling because the internet is making it seem like WWE is not the wrestling show. You see that on all the time. Like, oh, if you want to see real wrestling, then you got to go here because they just do is talk.
And we know that's facetious like that. We know it's not real.
Tribalism.
Like, we know that like there are talent in WWE who can fucking wrestle. Gunther's one of the greatest fucking wrestlers on the planet. He's in WWE. Seth Rollins in WWE, AJ Styles, WWE, Io Sky, Bianca. Like we know who these talent are. Yeah, for sure. I'm just saying like there's only a select amount of them who are like, damn, they have the ability to tell it in the ring every fucking time. I don't think everybody in WWE can do that. I don't think everybody in AEW can do that either. Like that's not my point. I'm just saying the focal point. When you need to have a hit, you know who to call.
I would say this is, and it's not to say they need to change their philosophy, because it's not a business model. It is a philosophy. If All Elite Wrestling extended their philosophy to tell more stories, but keep the same depth and intensity of Graps and Raps for the Sickos, they wouldn't have had to downsize their venues, and they wouldn't have had some of the issues they had. So it is literally them purposely saying, we are doing this here. And if that's your intent, right? And you're cognizant of doing that. You're making the aware choice to do that, then by all means do what you do. But don't then complain, right? If talent is moving around, or if you are not seeing the same ratings, because people talk about ratings every fucking week.
Yep.
Oh, they did this, they did it. You can't complain if Home Meltzer is fucking doing, oh, this person had a 5-star, they're doing this here, they're doing, like, you don't have to compare and contrast if you are aware that you are purposefully not leaning into this, and this is what we are about. This shouldn't even be a conversation. No. But if you are trying to grow your brand, grow your business, and the profile of the people that you have in your business, you should look to have something that is linear and consistent, that draws people in and pull the emotion. That doesn't mean you take away from what you're doing inside the ring. If you want to power drive somebody 30 times and they kick out and it doesn't, for the sake of the match, quote unquote, mean anything, that is fine. If that's the style of wrestling you want to do. But if people don't want to watch that because they can't follow what's going on, then you have
nothing against that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing against it, but then just make sure that you are continuous in delivering what you're delivering to your fan base, and you are not comparing, complaining, or contrasting about, you should watch this or you should do X, Y, and Z. People watch what they want to watch. Right. Do what you do best, and you will bring the people that you're supposed to bring.
And I think that's the case in both companies right now. You're seeing like how the downsizing the venues, smart move. They've been running more intricate venues, makes sense for them. Cool. W's doing this over here where we're announcing WrestleMania, we're going overseas, we're doing it. It works either way. And the way I like to compare it is like, you know, Wayne, Tech 9, right? Wayne is GOAT. But there was a whole generation where like they swore by fucking Tech 9 and still do today. Tech 9 could announce a fucking concert today and fucking sell out because that's just how diehard his fucking like fans are. So like that doesn't mean that Tech 9's gonna go and run Madison Square Garden, but he may go out and do his venue over here and still do his fucking numbers because he knows his core audience. And that's basically what that is.
But you don't hear Tech 9 saying or Tech 9 fans saying that's not real rap. They fuck with Tech.
Tech 9 fans are fucking outrageous. They are outrageous.
I haven't heard that.
Do not have a rap conversation with a Tech 9 fan. It's going to be the most
they got
irritating shit ever.
I know they got some juggalos over there. But this, like, to me, it's the same thing with Russ. He's independent. He get his money.
Right.
His fans follow him. That's what they're going to do. But you don't hear them being like, yeah, nah, fuck that other shit. We on this. Like, no, this is just what I do. I deliver this, and the people that rock with me.
Right. All right. I'm just going to breeze through everything. We saw Profits came back. They interfered in the tag match with DIY and Pretty Deadly. They're on a rampage of getting their lick back. Cool. And then the main event was Jacob and Solo versus Priest and Braun Strowman, and Priest ends up getting the win. But it's out to heaven. Solo ends up losing. So
Montez stopped tweeting God is good. He is now posting pictures of demons.
I love it. That's what kind of time I'm on. Bro,
it's over for a lot of niggas. Yeah. It's over for a lot of niggas.
Yeah. And rightfully so. They need to get whatever they want, and they taking whatever they want. I like that energy. I love the aggression. Let them do what they do. Stay out them boys' way. You don't want to get hurt. For sure.
And put the belt on him. Put the belt on him.
I feel like that should go without saying, but
yeah,
I think, and respectfully, I think we need more of not character development. Reasoning. Why are we doing this development for them before they get the belt? So right now we know they just pissed off, right? Let me see y'all knock these motherfuckers out and then carry the belt and be on like some demon time like the New Day is. I'm cool with that.
And I don't think they're even getting booed right now. I think everyone just understands. Like they're doing heel shit, but they're not getting booed. People just understand. Like, yeah,
wasn't that their issue last time though? Is that they went heel, but people weren't booing them.
But it's different because
Bobby.
Yeah, and Bobby was trying to like. It was different. But this is literally like the KO, the Drew shit. It's like you could be like, yeah, no, the
villain with the right reason.
They make sense. Like these guys came in, jumped ahead of them, they got knocked out by this team, and now these other guys are all running around like the Prophets ain't been here. Yeah, no, the Prophets are right. So like that's why they're not getting. I haven't heard any boos yet from anything that they've done. So, and they done come out, they done attack niggas from behind, they done jumped everybody. Yeah, like they're doing heel things, but right now they're not getting booed. So they're just gonna be that they on that Kevin and Drew shit. Gonna be right in between. We're right. The Street Profits are right. They're not wrong.
No, not at all.
You could even for the first month you could say New Day wasn't wrong. Now they looking
even
wrong,
technically. You could still say they not wrong. He was like, he out here doing interviews and he be on the desk and you ain't been next to us in the ring.
Spider-Man and shit.
Yeah, you in Spider-Man. You in a happy relationship. We've been losing.
So girlfriend. You got a girlfriend, you fucking nerd.
So what? So what?
They're not wrong.
I mean, all right. Well, that's the show, right? We've been running.
Yeah, we're gonna get out of here. That's pretty much it. That's all we got for you guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Next episode should be Elimination Chamber, and then following that should be Revolution. So we have 2 pay-per-view episodes coming back to back. But yeah, we're gonna catch you guys in the next one. It's been real. Peace out.
Yeah.
Too sweet.